Discover our collection of handcrafted candles. That's right, every product is thoughtfully created in small batches free from harmful toxins for mindful everyday indulgence. Our candles are hand-poured in coconut soy wax with natural wood wicks, offering a long-lasting burn and rich fragrances. Create a cozy, safe ambiance for your home with candles from Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers use the promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network. Find us on InsideEdgeNetwork.com for the latest information on your favorite shows, personalities, and network partners. Plus, guess what? We have a merch shop. That's right, we have network polos, t-shirts, champion jackets, hats, and bottles. Rep the network. Every purchase supports independent sports and entertainment media. Use the QR code on your screen right now to check out InsideEdgeNetwork.com. That's InsideEdgeNetwork.com.
Welcome into the Daily Spiral, everyone. I know you guys are expecting prime time tonight, but Eli had to take the day off. He has had a long weekend, boy. So for today, we have myself and Double A. Now, Double A, how has your day been?
It's been a day. It's been a good day. The first time I realized today was Wednesday was when Kyle said on his show earlier today, welcome back on your Wednesday. I thought today was Thursday. So it's been a day. I have not slept either, but I don't have an excuse because I did not run a whole weekend music festival at all. So I have nothing for you, but I'm good. It sounds like from our pre-show meeting that you had a very adventurous day yourself, and it's been a day though. But I had a great workout, great stuff, great work, and off we go.
Yes, let's talk about it. So, y'all, my life is nuts. Okay, I have to say this. To anyone who has ever supported us, please thank you so much. Whether it be family, whether it be friends, whether the people viewing on YouTube, the people viewing on Instagram, thank you. I have to tell you guys the funniest story that has ever happened to me. Okay?
Hold up. Let me get my coffee creamer. Hold on.
So I have to explain this. So I myself have talked about just how shitty my dating life is, right? And I got an interesting message last night, okay? I'm not going to say who sent it. I'm not going to say what the message said. Just know I got an interesting message last night.
And this is where me, the program director at the Inside Edge Network, becomes a little worried.
So I'm on my phone, Double A sending me memes. Actually not last night. So last night I saw something.
Yes, I do not send you memes. I do not send you memes late at night. No, I don't send you anything late at night. No,
last night I got a message. Well, I got a message and I didn't know, right? I saw something on socials and I was like, okay, I expected that, right? This morning, I get a text message after, we have a group chat and everything. And I'm like, I don't know this number. And this message was very sweet, very kind. And I was like, very sweet, very kind, but I was like, how did this even happen? So I asked this person, I said, so how did you get my number? I didn't I didn't get your message until
Hold
this
up.
morning.
Time out. I have a question before you continue. This cannot get lost. What was the first message that was sent to you?
Oh goodness. Okay. I can't share the full thing, but I can share enough. Okay. I can share enough because if I say the full thing, it'll give it away. I have to scroll all the way back because
all the way back.
Yeah.
When you say all the way back, like, do you mean like different people you've been?
No. This is the same person all the way back.
All the way back, and this is all today.
All today. I have to scroll. Okay, so this is at 1:00. He said, I looked up your socials and found your number last night. Thought about texting you last night, but felt weird, so I didn't. Now I'm still feeling weird, but I'm gonna send it anyway. Now, mind you, I'm thinking to myself, who is this? And then I looked down and I saw who it was, and I was like, oh, okay. And then I looked down even further, and it was just a very sweet message. And I was like, okay, like, what's going on? So I go, oh, this is definitely me, because this person asked if it was me. I said, how'd you get my number? He said, I just looked you up on Google. So I'm like, how easy is it to find my information on Google? And he said, you would be surprised, right? All he did was put my name in, first and last name, right? This first and last name, which is why I almost immediately was not going my first and last name for a while. Okay. So I'm looking. I said, you know what? I haven't Googled myself in a very long time. So I just looked up my name, and I didn't even put phone number. I just put my name.
Yes. It
was the third search result down. I clicked on it, and it's all of my information. It's first of all, in the message he sent me, my middle school email was still up there. I said, I don't even use that email anymore.
So you didn't even have to do like a reverse number search or anything. Like you typically, or like you would have to pay for services like that. You just found it.
I just found it. I looked, it was the third search down, and it was my full name, my full address, my phone number, my mom's phone number. Oh, hold on, I got to pull it up here still. I can tell you what it says, because it's all of the different people, right?
Oh my goodness. So I hope the wrong person is not watching this show right now.
He said he would.
No. I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about somebody else watching the stream right now.
If you send me a text message, you find my information, send me a text message. Don't. I'm telling you now, don't.
We coming after you. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
I've already had to block several people. Do not send me a text message, okay?
Don't send text. Don't send photos. Don't send appropriate photos or inappropriate photos. Don't do that.
Yes. So.
I see your TikToks. I know what you've been going through.
Oh my God. Literally 20 seconds into me talking to someone.
I go on TikTok just on my own accord, and I come across yours, and I'm like, we out here looking bad on these streets. I'm sorry, Autumn. Go ahead.
No. So this is literally what it says. I pulled it up. First of all, the site, crazy. It's a .org. Crazy that it's a .org. But it's my full name. It's not my middle name. Some sites have my middle name. This one doesn't. My age, the day I was born, both phone numbers I've been associated with, my address, and the people that I've associated, and my brother.
It's not as hard to find stuff as it used to be. Like, all that.
Like, y'all, I told y'all I'm the FBI, which is why I kind of appreciated it a little bit. But I was like, you know what? this is how my dating life or just life in general would go. It would take somebody sliding into my DMs, Twitter not sending it to me, and then finding my phone number. And I'm like, you know what? What the hell? What the hell?
Well, you and Eli yesterday, and Eli says something interesting too. He was like, you go through all this nonsense and stuff with the dating sites and stuff, and it's like, I think every person deserves to find their special someone at some point. It's, do the circumstances line up? Does is everybody in line with stuff? Like, that's one thing, but we all deserve love in some way, shape, or form, and you're in that boat. I personally don't think I deserve any of that, but you're in that boat.
Mhm.
You're in that boat, and hopefully this gentleman, can lead to something.
I'm not gonna jinx myself because I did tell this person about my dating life and just how terrible it is, and I told him straight up. I was like, "Look, it's bad over here."
And this person watches your
This
show.
person told me that how they found the show, which is why I'm like, also, I'm so glad this person is a fan, and this is how I know we are making an impact. Double A. This person told me, I said, "How did you even find the show?" Because after a while, when we started talking, I was like, "How did you find us?" I said, "What? Like, he doesn't live here. He lives hours away from here." I said, "How did you find us? We are Cleveland based." He said to me, he was on YouTube. And I guess YouTube has a section where you can go through YouTube lives.
Mm.
He said he was just scrolling, like doom scrolling through YouTube lives, and just happened to come across one of the ones that was one of the shows. I'm guessing it was Jersey Chasers because he watches Jersey Chasers as well. But he was like, yeah, he was like, I just saw, and he was like, honestly, he's like, everything he was like that I saw, I liked, and he's just continued to watch. And he said he has a whole alert for when we go live.
That's what I'm
So
talking about.
We have a faithful watcher.
That's what I'm talking about. When you watch us on YouTube, there's a notification bell underneath the video.
Mm-hmm.
If you hit that bell, anytime we're on the air, whether we're live or we're airing our replays, you get notified. So hey, that's what we call in the business a P1 viewer. That's a real term, a P1 viewer.
That's not why I'm laughing. Look at why I'm laughing.
Wait, what happened?
Go to the comments.
Oh, hold on. Yeah, and here's what makes this great too.
Oh,
what makes this great?
So funny.
He's in on this.
I told him I was gonna tell the story, and
he's
he was
in
like,
on this.
He was like, "Just don't make me look creepy," and I'm like,
"No, again." He's been a faithful viewer, and we appreciate him watching our shows. And whether you like one show or all of our shows, and whatever, starting with Jersey Chasers, and then now Daily Spiral, and we appreciate all viewers and stuff, and the finding our stuff, and that's really cool though. So that's a great comment though.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I am a great person. I strive to be a great person.
Okay, now we're going a little too far here, folks.
Definitely, he always has it out for me, you guys. He's always, you know what? I'm not gonna say you're my biggest op. I have a much bigger op, and that is somebody that I work with who is way too old to consider me their op. You know that term that people say when it's like, how am I like this age beefing with somebody in their 50s? That's my job. How am I 31 beefing with somebody old enough to be my mama? And I know, and it's a one-sided beef. It's not even
why are you beefing with your elder coworker? What are you doing?
I'm not beefing. Okay. I can do.
Is she beefing with you?
She's beefing with me in her head.
Why? What did you do to this woman?
Nothing. I did absolutely nothing but just show up to work one day. And it's not
Come
just
on,
one. It's not just one. It's multiple. There's been at least 3.
So y'all got beef at the library.
When I tell you the things at the library, that's when I tell you double A, I'm gonna tell you one antidote before we go to break, and then when we come back from break, I'm gonna tell you about the craziest things that's happening in the Love Island universe, because we have to talk about the craziness of the Love Island universe. Double A, there is a man that has been coming into my job for the last week and a half wearing a goat mask and calling himself Jesus. When we come back, we'll talk everything Love Island USA. We'll talk about Love Island UK. We'll talk about the messiest league in the WNBA when we come back here on Inside Edge Network.
So, guys, awesome episode of Unfiltered today here on the program. Got deep into the old Dr. Fauci stuff. You got to see it to believe it. I'm going to give you a hint. He pled the fifth. It was crazy. We talked about that. Got more into the Browns training camp. Hey, Deshaun Watson got the first day. Didn't look too good. Tomorrow on the program, did Shador get reps with the first team? How did he look? Should he just be given the job right now? Call it as it is. We'll talk about all of that. Plus the results of the poll. Which trio would you have rather had for the Cleveland Cavaliers? Would you have rather had possibly Darius Garland, Jaylen Brown, and Evan Mobley? Or are you happy with James Harden, Donovan Mitchell, and Mobley? We'll give you your results. You guys voted on the Facebook and the Twitter. All that coming up tomorrow and so much more on Unfiltered here all on the Inside Edge Network. I will see you at 5 p.m.
Key On Sports is the leader in Ohio high school athletic coverage in written, print, and video streaming. From the latest news and results and written content to the high school football game of the week every Friday, Key On Sports has you covered. The vision of 15-time published author Vince McKee has become the most trusted site in Ohio high school athletic news. From podcasts to player profiles, Key On Sports is your one-stop for all of it. Visit them today at keyonsports.com or on YouTube at Key On Sports. Check out their socials on Twitter and Facebook as well.
Clean energy, bold flavors, and no jitters. See why people won't shut up about Dubby. Clean energy, no jitters or crash. Whether you're starting your workday or getting ready to exercise, Dubby Energy helps you lock in and focus. With over 15 flavors to choose from, you can't miss. Order Dubby Energy right now by using the QR code on your screen and use the promo code INSIDEEDGE10 to receive 10% off your order. Dubby Energy, your energy-focused sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Discover our collection of body mists made with clean, minimal ingredients. Handcrafted with natural essential oils and clean ingredients, they offer a natural alternative to synthetic fragrances. Perfect for sensitive skin and those seeking clean, mindful self-care, and the perfect gift for you or your special someone. Courtesy of Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers, use that promo code INSIDEEDGE20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Whether searching for a baseball autographed by your favorite World Series slugger, a signed football by an iconic Hall of Famer, or the jersey of a world-famous soccer star, you've come to the right place. Here at sportsmemorabilia.com, the web's leading source of authentic sports memorabilia, you'll find more than 500,000 authentic products from nearly every professional sports league, team, and players. Not only will you find your next prized sports possession with ease thanks to superb customer service and tremendous site experience, you'll have the satisfaction and peace of mind that every product listed comes complete with a certificate of authenticity and is fully backed by the sportsmemorabilia.com lifetime authenticity guarantee. Go to sportsmemorabilia.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. Sportsmemorabilia.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Find us on InsideEdgeNetwork.com for the latest information on your favorite shows, personalities, and network partners. Plus, guess what? We have a merch shop. That's right, we have network polos, t-shirts, champion jackets, hats, and bottles. Rep the network. Every purchase supports independent sports and entertainment media. Use the QR code on your screen right now to check out InsideEdgeNetwork.com. That's InsideEdgeNetwork.com.
All right, people, welcome back. let's talk about Love Island UK. Now I know you guys are sick of me when it comes to Love Island. Okay, I am obsessed.
I
I
can
am,
tell.
but I'm gonna tell you like this: both seasons of Love Island are now done. Love Island UK finished its season on Monday. Yes, Monday, 2 days ago. Which is weird. It's 2 days ago. But Love Island UK finished their season 2 days ago, and the winners of Love Island USA was Lorenzo and Yulia. Now, Double A, I have to tell you something about Lorenzo and Yulia. Lorenzo does not like Yulia at all.
How do they win the show?
Okay, so let me explain the Love Island UK's voting versus. Okay, so Love Island UK has a live finale. We in the US don't have a live to tape, as in, like, we live vote, but it's taped the day after we vote, right? So Love Island UK, how you vote is that they'll all the islanders from the season will be back in one place. They also shoot in Mallorca, Spain, which is in this, I think it's the same time zone as Britain. But they literally sit in the
Hey, you got a text.
I now have to tell my phone to do not disturb. I now have to do that because that's the only way. That's the only way that I won't get a text message.
You can put the phone on silent. It's okay.
That's what do not disturb. But so theirs is live, right? So their voting public votes live. So they'll announce third place. So usually they'll announce fourth place, third place, and then the winner, right?
Mm-hmm.
This year they only had 3 couples, and Lorenzo and Yulia. Yulia likes Lorenzo more. Lorenzo learned how to pronounce her name 2 weeks ago, not even a week ago,
and he won the show.
He won the show,
and they don't get this. They don't have the take the money for themselves option.
They do, but I don't think they did it again this year. I think everybody has like kind of had enough like pushback to say like no, please.
Yeah, that's kind of an uncomfortable stipulation if you actually went through with that.
Yeah. So it's like when I tell you the UK is just terrible. Like the way that they run their show is just awful. Like they will have couples win that you're like, they didn't even like each other. You could tell they didn't like each other, and they just coast by. Like I'm trying to think of this season equivalent of Lorenzo and Yulia winning. It would be like it would be like
well, we said
no. It would be like if Amora and Gall won.
Oh, because I think the example we used yesterday or a couple days ago was Huda and Chris from last season.
Yeah, Huda and Chris were at least affectionate, right? Though
yes.
I've never seen them hold hands. Today they went back to the UK. That was the first time I saw them hold hands.
We have a photo shoot. I guess we gotta pretend like we like each other.
Yeah.
Here come the cameras. Pow, pow, pow.
And everybody, Lorenzo literally to everybody in the house, they were like, yeah, he just didn't want to be there. He straight up would just be like, like I'm here. And they treated it like it was a holiday or a holiday, as they would say in Britain.
Do you think that's the key to success for winning this show in the future? You got to act like you don't want to be there.
No. In the UK, yeah, I guess that's how you win, but not in the US.
I guess there has to be something to that science that like, I really don't want to be here. Well, we're going to keep voting for you to keep suffering. And then if you make it to the final, guess what? We're going to give you some money. You're going to win the show. I don't know. Was he like liked in the villa?
Yes. Okay. So let me tell you why he partially won. So first day, he was coupled up with this girl named Jasmine. Jasmine, beautiful, gorgeous girl, famous already, had a strong following online. She had a TV show. She dated a footballer. Like she was super famous, right? And Love Island UK will they don't care. They will, if you have a following, if you are like somewhat famous, they will cast you. They don't care. So he was coupled up with Jasmine. he didn't really try as much as he could.
Mm.
But like everybody was like, oh, like they didn't like it was okay. So then this boy named Kavan comes in, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Kavan is like Jasmine keeps saying, like, oh, he's my type, I like him, right? So there was a recoupling ceremony where Cav went first, and everybody was like, if Cav didn't go first, Lorenzo would have picked Jasmine, and eventually Lorenzo and Jasmine probably would have won because they had chemistry.
Right.
Then the public kept seeing them flirt with each other. They would be flirting with each other off camera. They would be talking to each other. They would pull each other for chats in secret. So the public dubbed it like the affair.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, that makes sense. That makes sense.
And even when he went to what is it? Where did he go? They went to Casa Amor, and the boys were talking about, oh, who do you miss more? Because he was coupled up with a girl named Yasmin, because there was a Jasmine and a Yasmin, and they were like, oh, do you miss a girl with the letters Min? And he was like, maybe. He was like, what's the first letters? He's like, I'm not going to tell you that. So again, it was feeding into the narrative that he liked Jasmine still. Then after that, he comes back with Yulia, and Yulia's just weird. Like, she's just very weird. Like, I've never got the vibes from her that I wanted her to like win the show. I just thought she was a Casa girl. Like, she gave the typical Casa girl vibes of like,
right.
oh, you just want to be in this house because you want to win, right?
Right. Like you're happy to be on television.
Yeah. Now, Casa girls and Casa boys are different. We again have seen the difference, but she just was very much antagonistic to the girls. She would do this thing where she would bring up something, the girls would like come back at her, and she'd be like, you guys are being mean to me. And they'd be like, we're not being mean to you. You brought up this conversation. Or she would like push the girls to like pursue the connections and then get mad when the girls pursued the connections. Like, she was that kind of crazy.
Oh, like Anaya.
No. Yulia, it was not Anaya. Yulia would, so there was another couple, because, oh, by the way, Kavan's brother Aiden got on the show, and he coupled up with this girl named Priya, and they were like back and forth. And so Priya and Kavan would like, not Priya and Aiden were like on and off, right? And then a bombshell came in towards the end, and Aiden clearly liked her, but Priya also had a bombshell. She clearly liked them, but they kept like doing what OGs do, right? Which is like still hook up.
Right.
Julia pushed Priya to hook up with Aiden and go to the hideaway, and then got mad when Aiden and Priya went to the hideaway.
Okay. Okay. I got to interject here because this is kind of a real life situation. Is this one of those like, is this like a test?
No.
Like they're trying to test each other here?
No, she was just doing it for the hell of the game. And then so on movie night, they exposed the affair, and she just held onto this thing forever. Because then also they have like a movie night part 2, which they call the Grafties. And the Grafties are essentially like an award show, and then all the stuff that they haven't seen. Now, I will say this. Love Island UK is way messier than Love Island USA, because they, at 3 points in the season, will show you what everybody has said about each other.
Oh.
And if you vote, if you say, well, who's the couple that's here for fame, they'll show you the clip of everybody saying, this is the couple I think that's here for fame. Like, they are messy.
There is a clip real quick before you get back to this. There is a clip that dropped, I think today, of I should have shared it with you. My apologies, of Corbin saying, yeah, he saw all the fame and stuff that the previous cast members got. So yeah, I get it. I understand. He's like, F you, America.
But okay, so now for some reason, Like Yulia has held on to this, and Lorenzo and Jasmine just really have like a really sweet friendship at this point. They're not interested in it. She cried over this 21-year-old. Jasmine's crying over a 21-year-old, and she's 28. He's like trying to make it work with Yulia, and Yulia's like, you want to be with Jasmine. I know you want to be with Jasmine. Jasmine's like, I don't want to be with him. Like, please stop telling me that. Like, when I tell you, AA. Lorenzo literally cried with Jasmine as Jasmine was crying over Cav. Like he was literally crying with her because he felt so bad. Then at the Grafties, they were looking at past clips and they were just like, oh, like this is so sweet. We created a really good friendship. And Yuli was like, yeah, whatever. So somehow, some way they won. I still don't understand how they won. And this is where I'm like,
well, like the other couples like that much unlikable?
No, you had Angie and Simba. Simba was the biggest fuckboy I've ever seen in Love Island. He at one point went to a girl 3 different times and said, let's go to the hideaway. And that girl rejected him. He brought back a girl from Casa and in one day, like made that girl know that he did not want her. He did not want her. This man
He called that girl Big Dog. I'm sorry, no, that didn't happen.
No, it was Sincere and Simba were on a different level of like fuckery this summer that I've never seen what the both of them did.
So, I don't know a thing about this Simba guy.
Oh, he's crazy.
That's someone who I believe he thought he can do whatever he wants based on his kick-ass name. And that's it.
At one point, the girls literally nicknamed him the Lying King because he lied so much.
That's some world star stuff right there.
They were like, yeah, it's Simba the Lion King. Like that's how much like he lied all season, right?
Well, like, that's terrible.
So literally, when I tell you, it's crazy. It was a crazy, and somehow, some way, he got Angelique's back. One of the funniest clips I've ever seen in my life. This man had a nightmare and woke up the entire villa. Like, and it was. I'm gonna look up the clip. I'm gonna look up the clip. When I tell you, AA, this clip has every time. I'm gonna send it to you. It has me in full blown tears every single time because he literally just went, "Huh." And I looked at him, and he just went. I'm like, what is going on?
Hold up, Otto. Can you do that again? What did he do?
I'm gonna find the clip right now. I'm gonna find the clip because when I tell you, I'm gonna share my screen because I can't like when I tell you AA. Oh my god, I found it. Hold on. Let me share my screen. How do I share my screen on here?
You hit present at the bottom next to, I think, probably my face.
Share screen.
And you hit share screen.
Okay. Hold on. Yes, Google Chrome.
And I can't see what you're doing, so I have to trust that you're doing it correctly.
Yes. Oh my god. I'll send you. Okay. I'll send it to you. Hold on.
Or send it to me. I'll look at it because it might be some copyright stuff too. So
yeah,
I'll take a look at it. Or you can retweet it on your page, on your Twitter page.
I'm gonna retweet it right now because it is so funny. It is so incredibly funny. Every single time I look at it, because you could literally see everybody just look at him and be like, "Simba, are you okay?" And he just went. I'm like, what is going on? He wakes up.
Well, you know what though? When dreams are bad, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Let me know when you retweet it because I'll look at it.
I just retweeted it.
Hold on, let me refresh. It'll show up at some point, but
so and at one point, him and Angelista, the girl he's coupled up with, she like forces him to like fight, like get back into her good graces. She's eating her food, eating her breakfast. And she goes, I don't want my hair to get in the way. He wraps his hand around her hair and she starts eating. And she's like, thank you. And I swear, he does this all on his own.
Oh my God. All right, I have it right here. I forgot Twitter changed how they changed the layout on the mobile app, so the retweets is in a different section now. Hold on, let me see something here. Hold up. I'm just gonna play it in the microphone. Yeah, he jumped off. You know what that is? He jumped off a cliff or something.
No,
he's terrible dreams.
No, so he explained it in the unseen bits. He goes, yeah, he's like, I woke up. I was at the fire pit and it was 4 versions of me and we had to do a recoupling and I had a nightmare that she dumped me from the island.
I'm not gonna hold you. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. I'm not even gonna hold you.
It's such a funny show, but they take nothing seriously. Not a thing seriously.
I like that. That's cool with me. That is cool. If the cast is vibing, I'm good.
One of the girls on this season, though, her aunt is the Prime Minister of Barbados, so everybody is so excited because they're like, we get to go to Barbados.
Wait, excuse me?
Yes, one of the girls, her name is Micah. Her aunt is the Prime Minister of Barbados.
Oh boy. So what? Next season, President Obama's daughter is going to be on the show.
Look, we've had an American win the show. An American won the show last season. Like, it's like Love Island UK is just crazy. But one last thing before we go to break again, before we talk about the messiest league, Trinity and Bryce, Carlin and I are currently on Watch What Happens Live. I think the show pretty much, I'm almost positive that it ended because Watch What Happens Live is only 30 minutes. So I'm pretty sure it's over now. But I did see a clip during the break. I'm going to tell you about it when we come back. And when we come back, we're also going to talk about the messiest league in professional sports right now, the WNBA, because we have more developments on this Dejanay Carrington, Alyssa thing. It's getting good.
It's one of the greatest sports stories I've ever heard. We have been blessed with incredible stories this week between that and the freaking Popeyes condom story from yesterday. We have been blessed with great stories this week.
Yeah, Dejanay did an interview with Funny Marco, and she made it very clear. So some things, and she's been on threads. But when we come back from the break, we'll talk about some things that were said on Watch What Happens Live, and we'll talk about the messiest league. We'll be back.
How's it going, everybody? Eli Moon here, one half of Inside Edge Primetime. Of course, Chad B and myself with you every weeknight from 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Monday through Friday. Chad be on vacation this week, however, so I've been rocking solo and excited to get him back. I will be on vacation for just a day tomorrow. I will be visiting my brother in Columbus, who's been doing a great job out there down at Ohio State. We're going to go visit him, Papa Moon, Mama Moon, and myself. We're going to go see my little brother, and I'll be back Thursday, of course, for a very exciting Inside Edge Primetime. I'll get to recap my birthday. It's my official birthday on Thursday, so we'll talk about that. And, of course, we'll have a lot more to get into. I'm sure that some MLB trade news will break by then. We're getting closer to the deadline and so much more when it comes to Inside Edge Primetime. Of course, we wait for Chad B to get back next Monday, but the show will rock out this week for the rest of the week. Now, keep an eye out because tomorrow, as I mentioned, I'm off, Chad's off. That means at 10 o'clock, we will have the Daily Spiral, Autumn Chisholm and Anthony Alford. And then at 11 p.m., Midnight Run runs a little early at 11 p.m. AA Anthony Alford. Stay locked in here, Inside Edge Net. Across all the socials, InsideEdgeNetwork.com is where you're going to want to go read about everybody. And, of course, we're on Roku as well. Inside Edge Network app on Roku. Appreciate all your support, and we will see you. Well, not me. Not tonight. But, of course, we all will see you later on tonight on the Inside Edge Network.
Phonetics isn't just our name, it's who we are. Loyal, passionate fans dedicated to our favorite teams and to the sports we love. That's why we're honored to be able to offer fans the world's largest collection of official sports apparel and sports jerseys from all leagues, teams, and players you love. We feature a wide selection of gear from every league, including the NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, and NCAA merchandise, which allows us to serve fans of football, baseball, hockey, basketball, lacrosse, soccer, golf, and, well, everything else that gets your heart pumping. Go to fanatics.com by using the QR code on your screen right now to celebrate your teams. That's fanatics.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
Small business owners are superheroes, but nowadays running your business means doing so inside your shop and on social media. That's why you should make Omega Video Marketing your sidekick.
With a decade of content creation experience, I create dynamic, informative, and fun videos for your specific social needs that will increase brand awareness, get you more followers, and keep your social pages and websites current and fresh.
I offer flexible pricing and turn times and will work with you to understand your brand and your story. All of that comes from the heart. My award-winning expertise is just the cherry on top. So let's get connected. After all, your brand is the alpha and my expertise is the omega.
Discover our collection of handcrafted candles. That's right, every product is thoughtfully created in small batches free from harmful toxins for mindful everyday indulgence. Our candles are hand-poured in coconut soy wax with natural wood wicks, offering a long-lasting burn and rich fragrances. Create a cozy, safe ambiance for your home with candles from Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers use the promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network. Mosser Moments Photography is a husband and wife wedding photography team based in Cleveland, owned and operated by Inside Edge Network's very own Ryan Mosser and his wife Hallie. For the past 10 years, they've captured more than 100 weddings across Northeast Ohio and beyond, always working together as a true two-person team. Their style centers on authentic, emotional storytelling, documenting the real moments between two people in love and creating images that feel natural, comfortable, and true to the couple. Rooted in Northern Ohio but inspired by their travels, Ryan and Hallie bring a warm, personal approach to every wedding day. Their work blends experience, consistency, and a genuine passion for helping couples relive their best day through timeless photography. Learn more at MosserMomentsPhotography.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. MosserMomentsPhotography.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
All right, welcome back to the Inside Edge Network. Watch What Happens Live was just on, I think the after show is happening right now, but they talked about a few things. I probably will watch it tomorrow. Honestly, there's nothing really of interest. So Andy does little games. So he had an agree or disagree game. And there was one part that I was like, ooh, this is going to be brought up at the reunion. He asked if if you agree that the girls didn't make Soul feel like she was integrated into the house, and everybody disagreed.
Really?
Because Soul, remember, she went on After Sun and was like, the girls didn't treat me fairly. I was alone. I was pretty much by myself. And we know that's not true because everybody went out of their way to sort of make her feel welcome. Literally, Trinity walked her around the house to give her a tour. So Trinity, Anaya, Bryce, and Carl all agreed that no, the girls definitely made Soul feel welcome in the house. And then of course Andy was being Andy and asking messy ass questions.
Hold on, what did he say? Well,
there was a question. I guess they did spin the bottle, and every time you didn't want to answer a question, you would have to give your partner a kiss. And there was a question that Carl, hold on, I'm gonna read the question real quick because I saved it. Well, first, during the same game, Trinity was asked, name one celebrity who has slid into your DM since leaving the villa, and she said, my DMs are off. The only thing I see is brand deals. They were asked about Nick and Alandria and their surprise of them breaking up, and everybody was like, yeah, they thought they were cute. They haven't met them yet. Trinity and Bryce said they haven't been apart since they left the show, which we kind of understand. He literally went to Virginia to visit her family last week. Oh, he was asked, besides you, which Casa Boy did you wish made it back into the villa? And he kissed Anaya instead of answering the question. He was like, I'm not about to get myself in trouble.
No. That's good answer. Good answer.
They asked him apparently about KC, and he said something about it being locker room talk. The context of it is probably like different, but messy. But Andy's messy. Andy will get you caught up in questions. And look, we know Carl does not like KC, but Carl is also nice. So he can't say on a nationally live television show, man, I can't stand that man. I wanted to mollywop him as I was can't say that.
Even though the way he looked at him on movie night says differently.
The way he looked at him on movie night, the fact that every single time he would be talking, he would just look away. The way he was looking at the recoupling, like looking at him, like, God, I can't stand you. Like,
do you think he will say anything to KC at the reunion?
If KC keeps coming out with podcast episodes and he keeps saying things about Anaya, yeah, I think he will. But Carl is not the person who is gonna like go out of his way to say something bad about KC. He's not gonna. Carl just vibes that he's just a nice guy, and he's like, look, I just want everybody to get along. We lived in the same house together. Just stop talking. He gives me the kind of vibes of a guy that's like, look, I don't have no problems with you. You don't have no problems with me. Stop talking about my girl. That's the vibes I get.
It's like different context, but baby boy, I was just watching that the other day. You know, I try to keep peace around here out of respect for your mama, but here you come. Jody, I'm sorry. I was watching it the other day. I was watching Baby Boy on Tubi. I have it in my mind.
Oh my God, you didn't just go to BT the 50 million times they played it as we was growing up?
No. First, well, I don't have full-fledged cable anymore, and I'm not watching a movie on BET where mother effers is referred to as mother suckers, followed by 20 minutes of commercials during their movies. I'll pull it up on Tubi, which Tubi low key is a phenomenal. I know some of the movies are iffy, they're originals, but they have classics on Tubi.
Hey, look, there's the Tubi movies are bad. The Tubi TV shows are very good. I could tell where their budget goes. Okay, yes. And the other day I was watching Codename Kids Next Door, and it did not stop. It was just nonstop. I was like, great. This is great. But from what I can tell, Andy was being messy. Andy was being Andy, and he was trying to get them caught up. But they seem to like have things under control. Somebody said the after show was so messy and the questions were terrible. So the after show will be posted online probably later on tonight. I don't know. Like, I don't know what like people want from Love Island cast members. Like, I've seen people complain that this cast isn't like clout chasing. They're protecting their mental health. That's what we want. They've just been in a silo for 30 days.
Well, I've been thinking about this because we haven't talked about this in a while. I think because of the different number of people who have hopped on and started watching, the last 3 seasons, you've had a vastly different experience every single time.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I'll just take myself personally. I started watching season 7. Season 7, by many people's accounts, many longtime viewers of Love Island, season 7 is considered by far the worst season of the show, period.
I would say season 3 is up there. I would go 3 and then 7.
But like it's up, like you're not gonna. I have yet to see anybody on Threads or anyone on social media say season 7 is the top season of Love Island. You're not going to see that. No. But Love Island season 7 versus Love Island season 8 two completely different experiences,
Mm-hmm.
like vastly different experiences. Like
They didn't have multiple people terrorizing that villa. That's one thing. They didn't have Huda and Ace terrorizing the villa.
yeah. I mean, I think the personalities from last season was stronger across the board. I think there were a ton more stronger personalities. Like I know we had the KC blow up, I know we had that moment. It was great. But in terms of overall big personalities, I mean, across the board, last year's cast had that over this year. But this year was a much more enjoyable viewing experience.
Yeah, this year you didn't have people exploring until week 4. You had people they called it Couples Island, but I would rather it be Couples Island than half the couples I'm looking at you and being like, who am I going to vote for to win? Like, we can't have that. But so they also talked about Lisa Rinna, one of my favorite housewives, one of the most hilarious people. She keeps going into Bryce's comments and telling him that he looks like a mix between her and her husband if they had a son. Her husband is Harry Hamlin. Lisa Rinna and Harry Hamlin have been married forever, right? And she keeps going in his comments and telling him, and one of the questions was, does Bryce look like the son of Harry Hamlin and Lisa Rinna?
I'm gonna let
I
y'all
knew
have that
Andy
one.
would ask that damn question.
I'm gonna let y'all have that one.
Funny. But I just want to say, I'm enjoying what we're getting from the Love Island season 8 cast because I don't want to be oversaturated with them. The Love Island season 7 cast, the drama is still going on till this day. I'm done.
It started from day one, and
I'm done with it. I'm done with it. Like, we got Taylor and Clark. Oh, it was announced they broke up. So literally every couple that left the villa together broke up. Nobody that left
final
the
four,
together. Yeah.
that final 4 last season was a bunch of frauds.
One couple.
Yeah, other than I understand Nicola Landria, but even that, I have. Okay,
Look,
fine.
I'm not gonna say they're a fraudulent couple because I love them both, and I think that they were together for a year, and she got super busy, and he got super busy.
Yeah, I take that back about those two. The other ones, come on now, and but I'll even say this about Nick from last year. What would have happened if Sierra was never kicked off the show?
I think no matter what, Alandria would have coupled up with somebody and she would have still been in the top because enough people wanted her in the top. So because enough people wanted her in the top, she would have been in the top. I don't think Sierra and Nick, I think instead of it would have been, okay, this is who it would have been because Love Island is crazy. It would have probably still been Amaya first, Alandria second. It would have been Huda third because she had a very popular fan base, and then it would have been Nick and Sierra fourth. Ace and Shelly were not making it to the final because nobody likes Ace. Like Ace was Ace terrorized that villa, like fully terrorized that villa. But no, like this season's cast, I'm fine with the way that they're going. They've all signed with management, representation. The people who are doing the interviews are the ones that's the Casa people. The Casa people, the bombshells are doing the interviews. I don't mind it. I think that's great. I think the Final Four are choosing to keep their peace and sort of do things behind the scenes and then sort of roll themselves out. We know Trinity's sister is essentially her PR person. And then Anaya's mom and her family definitely gonna keep her in check. Like everybody is like doing the right things. But let's get to the messiest league, AA. Holy, the WNBA. They are back in action. When I tell you this league is so messy. So Dejanay Carrington was on Funny Marco's show. If you don't know who Funny Marco is, he's a comedian. He does these sort of awkward, like, I want to say skits, but they're just interviews, right? Mm-hmm. Where he asks the questions and everybody's essentially supposed to react to him. And when they react to him, he says things to get you purposely off guard. So Dejanay Carrington was on his show, and Dejanay in the past has said that she's only gay for Nalissa Smith. That's what she would say.
Wait, excuse me?
She would say, I'm only gay for Nalissa. Like, as in, like, the only girl she would have dated was Nalissa, right?
Gotcha.
She made it very clear. She was like, yeah, no. She was like, XY chromosome. She was like, I'm gonna go with the other one. Not the okay. So she made it very clear that she ain't just gay for Nalissa Smith no more.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Then the fact that they're both liking threads talking about it's not that serious. Nalissa's talking about it's not that serious, like whatever. And Dejanay is really like, I really hate a side chick. Like, she's funny. Like, when I tell you, this whole thing has had me cracking up laughing for days. Because Dejanay is really telling y'all this girl crazy and and she really is trying.
By the way, if you guys don't know this, everyone watch it. If you don't know this, you want good drama, you gotta go to Threads. You gotta go to Threads.
Threads?
That's where the juice is happening.
I forgot to tell you what they did to Candace Parker. Candace Parker, love her. Legendary player, one of the WNBA's greatest. But Candace Parker has this thing. She has this weird vendetta against Angel Reese. I don't understand it. So I don't know. So Candace Parker has a in-season podcast with Aaliyah Boston. Aaliyah Boston plays Angel Reese very regularly. They're in the same conference, right? So over the last, I'm going to say like 2 years, she's been like talking about Angel, like talking to the point where it's like, damn, girl, you don't like her. No, you don't like her. You really don't care for her. So she decided to go on Threads, Candace Parker, and they ran her off of Threads within 12 hours because they kept spamming her comments with things that I can't say on our platform. They kept putting raccoons in her.
Yeah. We gotta get more into the. I did not know Candace Parker and.
I
didn't know that was a story.
You got so you got Angel Reese also announcing her Barbie collaboration, because if you guys don't know, during the NCAA tournament a couple years ago, she was calling herself Bayou Barbie, like the Bayou Barbie, because she was very made up, very done up during the games, and she looked like a Barbie doll. And so Barbie, it took a couple years, but she had her own official Barbie. People have been posting it online, being like, oh my God, this is so great. This great representation. Why have people been AI generating Caitlin Clark and her having a Barbie doll? Somebody photoshopped a little girl who was clearly white in blackface with a white Caitlin Clark doll. When I tell you this league continues to be messy.
That's a damn shame. That is a damn shame.
Like this is, when I tell you this is the greatest league, because first of all, if you you don't have many lesbian friends, do you? AA.
I do not.
Lesbians are the messiest gay people you will ever meet. The 1 minute they will be in love, love you, baby. You will be talking to your friend and they'll be like, yes, I'm so in love. You'll be like, oh my God, that's great. The next minute you talk to them, literally a day later, yeah, fuck that girl. I hate her. What happened in 24 hours? And you're like, gee. And then you find out that the girl did the most diabolical thing you could ever do. And you're like, you know what? I do. You know what? And then you'll take up for your friend. You'll be like, yeah, fuck that girl. And then 3 days later, they'll be posting again. You'll be like, you went back the most.
And what do you do as a friend? All you can do as a friend is just be along for the ride and support.
I have a friend who I love her to death. I love her to death. Her relationship, I had to tell her at one point, I said, if you are not breaking up with her, don't tell me nothing about her. Don't tell me a thing. I said, you told me she was cyberbullying you. She messed up your car. She did all this stuff. I said, don't tell me anything ever again. And her friend is sweetest can be. Sweetest pie. But I'm like, oh my God. And so when I look at the WNBA, I'm like, this is like combining lesbian messiness with professional sports, chef's kiss.
Why are we not? Why is the WNBA not, or the Players Association? I don't care how it technically has to happen. They should be going to Netflix right now. You know, Real Wives of the WNBA, something. I don't know. There should be an in-season reality show. It would knock Hard Knocks out of it would blow them out of the water.
Okay, so they have a miniseries on ESPN right now. But it's not messy. It's just sort of like a documentary.
Yeah, no, I don't want that. No.
I
mean, you can have it. It's fine. They need to be on VH1 or something.
There is a guy who calls himself, he's a basketball husband. And he's like the day in the life of a basketball husband because his wife plays in the WNBA. Like, the basketball husbands are funny. Like, the family members are funny. Like, who is it? Marina Mayberry, her brother. Okay. His name is Roy. His TikToks had me on the floor because his sister scored 53 points. And he was like, yeah, I can give her 53. He said, I can give her 53. I can give her 56. He was like, she can't guard me. I'm like, she's a professional basketball player. And you don't play basketball. Like, what are we doing?
You know, I always thought about this. I'm like, what would it be like, you know, if my wife, girlfriend, whomever, was a professional, a women's professional basketball player, like a baller, like what would that be like? Like, I'm not even talking about like a love and basketball situation where like both the guy and the girl, like Omar, like they're both ball players. I'm not a ball player, but if my significant other was a ball player, I'm just curious how that dynamic would work.
Honestly, from what I've seen for most of the guys, because Nafisa Collier, who is, I know we're running into your time a little bit, but you're going to go for 2 hours. So we can do it a little bit.
I appreciate you, Autumn. Today, I appreciate you. You can run as long as you want. Because when my show starts, we got to talk about Deshaun Watson. So you go right on ahead.
Hey, that's your quarterback. All right? That's on you. All right?
That's on the Cleveland Clinic. By the way, worst day, according to reports, one of his worst days of practice ever as a Cleveland Brown happened to
I just want to say that makes me so happy. I do not like that man. I genuinely hope the worst things happen to him. He is objectively awful as a human. But
so you can run over as long as you want. Go right ahead.
I got you. But Nafisa Collier, her husband, he actually also kind of posts the same content, a little bit of like the real husbands of like the WNBA. But he is also part owner along with her of Unrivaled. So Unrivaled is the basketball league that's in the off season. And so what Unrivaled is because the WNBA season is not as long as the NBA season, they still need to make money. They still want to play basketball. A lot of them, what they had to do was go overseas to like Europe, Eastern Europe, Russia, Asia to make money because women's basketball is respected in Europe, right?
Yes.
And you can make a lot of money. And we all know famously Brittany Griner got caught with hash oil in Russia. She was in a Russian prison for a while and everything like that, right? So they wanted to make sure that that never happened again. So a bunch of players came together. They started Unrivaled, and Nafisa Collier's husband is one of the heads of Unrivaled, right?
Okay.
So he is like, you remember last season? I don't know if you was watching Jersey Chasers, but last season, Kathy, the commissioner for the WNBA, Nafisa Collier called her out. It was her season-ending press conference because she had a really bad ankle injury to end the season. And a lot of people thought that she was going to call out officiation. She's like, no, she called out Kathy because Kathy said some not so nice things about the WNBA. And Nafisa Collier's husband was like, yeah, Kathy not only said that, but when we presented Kathy with the opportunity for the WNBA to become a partner with Unrivaled, she said no. So the husbands are just as messy.
Yeah, I mean, as he should be. I remember you and Christy talking about this story, and like, yeah, that big missed opportunity. Because again, those games are on primetime television. I remember in, January, February, going into March Madness, those games are on primetime. A lot of the big WNBA stars play in those games. And it's a missed opportunity not having that partnership. But yeah, I'm very curious to see how the husbands operate in these functions.
They are so funny. The wives, they're okay. I don't know if you remember her. There's one WNBA player. She's won, I think, now 3 championships. We covered her when we were at OMS. Do you remember who it is?
Oh, was it? You're gonna say the name, and I'm just gonna Sellers.
No, it's Kirsten Bell.
Okay, yeah, gotcha. Who does she play for here?
She plays. So she played for Ohio State for a couple seasons. She transferred to a Florida school, and then she got drafted to the WNBA by the Aces. And because the Aces have been like the top team in the WNBA for the last 5 years, she's won 2 championships.
Yeah.
You know, there's certain people that don't like her. I think she's all right to me. Right, all the way from Canton to the WNBA winning championship. You all right with me, girlfriend?
Yeah, that's big W there.
Yeah, but even she's messy. She's hilarious. I think it was last season that people were talking about how they were like, you making all this money just to sit on the bench and calling her a bench writer and saying she was bad. She was like, well, you were in my comments. You not on the bench. I still make money while I'm on the bench. This league is messy, AA. Somebody sent Natasha Cloud, one of the stub buds, a message talking about how he hate her because she lost him money, how you only get 2 rebounds. And she said, boy, if you don't get off my phone, you broke boy. She said, I hope I lose you more money. That's the kind of league we're dealing with.
Can we get all the people participate? Can we get them to book SummerSlam and WWE? Like, we got to get something going there. Like that. Oh man. See, if all this was public, I mean, it's public. We're talking about
this is all public. None of they all go on Instagram Live. They go on TikTok Live.
Why is there not a television executive going to these women and saying, let's put a show together?
This is the funniest league out there because everybody else is trying so hard to replicate what the WNBA has. You cannot replicate the messiness that is this league. You cannot do it. It is the top tier messy.
Autumn, imagine this. Love Island's on, 9 o'clock or 8:30, whenever, right? When Love Island's done, the WNBA show comes on Peacock. Not a game.
It actually does.
But like the WNBA reality show.
Honestly, if they did a Hard Knocks type reality show, it would be great. Like, it would be great because I told you everything is organic. You got a Nalissa Smith having sex with 4 different teammates. One of those teammates was dating her other teammate, so she cheated on another teammate, and then Dejanay Carrington, who was dating Nalissa Smith, then proceeds to date one of Nalissa Smith's teammates.
You're not getting this content with Browns camp. No. A WNBA Hard Knocks will blow the NFL's Hard Knocks out of the water by the end of the season 1. I think more people, if Peacock picked that up,
the Stud Bud stream was more entertaining than anything that happened. You had the number 1 pick in the WNBA drunk off of Hennessy talking about, I'm a politician. What other league do you got? Paige Beckers in the club, taking off all her clothes, dancing, looking over at her girlfriend, who was also the number 1 pick, and then shrinking down and being like, I'm not dancing that fast. Like, when I tell you don't understand, this league is hilarious. The Stud Buds were on a 72-hour stream, and the one of them woke up with a thing 1 wig on and said,
oh my God. Oh man, that's terrible. Oh man. Oh my goodness. That's terrible. That's awful. That's man. I have no words. I have no words. All right, I have to switch to my studio. Where is my studio? There it is.
Oh, tomorrow, double A. Tomorrow, because it's gonna be me and Eli, right? Correct?
Oh, good. Either you and Eli, or you might be solo. I'm not sure yet.
Please don't make me solo again. I can't talk into the void.
I'll see if Eli's good for tomorrow.
If he's good for tomorrow, I want to talk about innovative podcast interviews, not podcast interviews, innovative interviews, a la the Hot Ones trend of it all. And now there's a new one called Royal Court. Write it down. You need to go watch Royal Court. It is, you remember Kombucha Girl? Brittany Broski, like she had the reaction to kombucha. So
okay. Yeah.
She has a show on YouTube called The Royal Court. And she said that it came out of her love for like Game of Thrones and medieval times. And she makes celebrities dress up in ridiculous, like medieval style outfits. And then she just interviews them. And she will ask them the most ridiculous questions. Like at one point she asked Josh Gad, she said, "Do you know you and Matt Damon have the same face?" And he was like, "Huh?" What? And he was like, "I think there's light is shining a little too bright in your eyes for you to think Matt Damon and I have the same face." She's had a lot of people on there. So I want to talk about sort of this new way of interviewing people and why some people don't like it. I personally do it. We can talk about that. I can also educate Eli if he's going to be on the Messiest League. Because I'm pretty sure we can go to sleep and there's gonna be some more stuff that happens. The Atlanta Dream beat the Dallas Wings in a last minute. I think it was a buzzer beater. I'm almost positive. Okay. We could also talk about. I can tell you guys about the ultimatum. Remember when I was?
You never got to that. I don't think you ever got to that.
No, I can tell you about the ultimatum and how it is still. It's one of Netflix's craziest shows. I'm gonna give you a little bit of preview. All these couples have been given a marriage ultimatum, so they are then put together with a bunch of other couples that have marriage ultimatums. They are then separated. And then they have to switch couples, and they are trial husband and wife with other couples to see if the ultimatum is worth it. So see if they'll get married or not.
So this is wife swap with stakes.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah. This.
There's been 6 seasons, 4 seasons of the regular, 2 seasons of the queer one. Guess which one is the messiest one?
It's kind of obvious. It's actually very obvious.
Mm-hmm.
Very obvious.
Mm-hmm. And the
I've been to I've attended a gay club once back in Sandusky. It's very. I was just again not interested in any of the stuff that was going on, but it's very entertaining in terms of conversations and stuff that was happening. It's always entertaining. It's a lot. Would you do? Boy, I'm way over. Eli's gonna kill me. Would you do? If
he's gonna kill both of us.
I know. I'll take the hit for the overrun today because this was my idea. I'm trying very hard to avoid Deshaun Watson. My last question, because we have sound, we're going to hear from Todd Monken, you're going to hear Denzel Ward, and then also Ryan Day talk today. But my question, if us as a station did a Hot Ones series,
oh my God,
would you participate?
No. Double A, I'm going to tell you one very embarrassing story, and then I'm going to go. A couple months ago, no, it's almost a year ago now, I went to Buffalo Wild Wings with some friends, right? I didn't know the Buffalo Wild Wings has an all-you-can-eat option, right? Had no clue.
I didn't know
they do. Yeah, so at certain times on certain days, you can do all-you-can-eat wings at Buffalo Wild Wings, okay? So I'm eating my wings, and one of the other people at the table gets these super hot wings, but she got sauce on the side. So I accidentally like dipped my finger into the sauce. I'm like, look at my fingers. And I'm like, oh, that's spicy. That's real spicy. And she was like, oh, I think you took the hot habanero one. I was like, I think so too. Right. So I then proceeded to eat the rest of my wings. Right. I went to my brother's house because my brother doesn't live that far away. And Double A, I was on the toilet the entire night. Now, do you want to know what night this
No,
was?
I don't want to know the rest of it.
Remember when Tyrese Halliburton was giving it to the Knicks last year?
So now I have a new way to remember last year's Eastern Conference Finals.
So it was game 2. It was the one where he did the Reggie choking sign because my brother was like, oh my God, I can't believe he's doing it, right? So I keep having to go to the bathroom. I'm like, oh my God. So finally I stopped going to the bathroom, right? I walk outside. Now the other person that's with me is David. David is the worst person to be with you in a crisis, Double A. Because I go, David, I have to throw up. He goes, huh? I go, I'm going to throw up. He watches me throw up.
As he should.
And then he goes, so I'm going to go get your brother. I said, David, I need help. I'm throwing up. I threw up all of my brother's lawn, right? My brother comes out. He throws a towel at me. He's like, why'd you throw up? I'm like, I think it was the hot sauce that I accidentally ate. I was fine for the whole rest of the night, right? He was like, my brother texted me the next day. He was like, you better be glad it rained and washed the throw up away. I was like, whatever. So that is my roundabout way of saying, if you give me hot food, I will throw it up.
See, you weren't expecting that. And I think there's a difference between spicy with flavor and just flat out hot. Hot to me is not good. Like what you had, that's not good. If it's buffalo, like something with a good kick and it's with flavor, that's different.
I can't do any sort of hot food.
But you got to work up to it. Like the first wing, you're not getting. You start with a plain whatever wing, right? Barbecue, and then you work your way up. And then when it's too much, that's it, and then it stops. Think about it. Give it a shot. I'm not saying like do the attack because then you can't touch your face. Don't touch your eyes. Can't do any of that. Then you got to throw a football. Then you might be throwing interceptions. Well, we have a quarterback on the roster that doesn't need any help with that. We're going to talk about him next. Say goodnight to the fine folks, Otto.
Good night, people. I'm actually going to get sleep tonight. Good night, Double A. I will see you tomorrow. Please tune into the Daily Spiral. Oh, also, if you are watching, follow the Daily Spiral on YouTube and Spotify. I've been posting all the episodes. So if you miss an episode, you can go back and you can watch it on YouTube at the Daily Spiral and on Spotify at the Daily Spiral as well. See you tomorrow, Double A.
See you tomorrow.
Key On Sports is the leader in Ohio high school athletic coverage in written, print, and video streaming. From the latest news and results and written content to the high school football game of the week every Friday, Key On Sports has you covered. The vision of 15-time published author Vince McKee has become the most trusted site in Ohio high school athletic news. From podcasts to player profiles, Key On Sports is your one-stop for all of it. Visit them today at keyonsports.com or on YouTube at Key On Sports. Check out their socials on Twitter and Facebook as well.
Clean energy, bold flavors, and no jitters. See why people won't shut up about Dubby. Clean energy, no jitters or crash. Whether you're starting your workday or getting ready to exercise, Dubby Energy helps you lock in and focus. With over 15 flavors to choose from, you can't miss. Order Dubby Energy right now by using the QR code on your screen and use the promo code INSIDEEDGE10 to receive 10% off your order. Dubby Energy, your energy-focused sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Discover our collection of body mists made with clean, minimal ingredients. Handcrafted with natural essential oils and clean ingredients, they offer a natural alternative to synthetic fragrances. Perfect for sensitive skin and those seeking clean, mindful self-care, and the perfect gift for you or your special someone. Courtesy of Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers, use that promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Whether searching for a baseball autographed by your favorite World Series slugger, a signed football by an iconic Hall of Famer, or the jersey of a world-famous soccer star, you've come to the right place. Here at sportsmemorabilia.com, the web's leading source of authentic sports memorabilia, you'll find more than 500,000 authentic products from nearly every professional sports league, team, and players. Not only will you find your next prized sports possession with ease thanks to superb customer service and tremendous site experience, you'll have the satisfaction and peace of mind that every product listed comes complete with a certificate of authenticity and is fully backed by the sportsmemorabilia.com lifetime authenticity guarantee. Go to sportsmemorabilia.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. Sportsmemorabilia.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Find us on InsideEdgeNetwork.com for the latest information on your favorite shows, personalities, and network partners. Plus, guess what? We have a merch shop. That's right, we have network polos, t-shirts, champion jackets, hats, and bottles. Rep the network. Every purchase supports independent sports and entertainment media. Use the QR code on your screen right now to check out InsideEdgeNetwork.com. That's InsideEdgeNetwork.com.
This is Midnight Run on the Inside Edge Network. Here's your host, Anthony Alford.
And hello, everybody. Welcome to Midnight Run here on the Inside Edge Network. Great to have you along. My name's Anthony Alford. Welcome to the show. We're on a little bit early here today. Both Eli and Chad are off today, so Autumn was on early. I was on with her. That was a great time. And then here we are right now with Midnight Run. Remember to like and subscribe across all of our social media platforms at Inside Edge Net, across all of our platforms, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. We're all there at Inside Edge Net. Again, if you're watching us on YouTube, underneath this video, there's a notification bell. Hit that. You get notifications whenever we go on live. We have that for you. Also, we have a Roku app. Download it. Just search Inside Edge Network on Roku. We are right there for you. Anytime our programs are on, you can see us there. And, of course, go to our website, InsideEdgeNetwork.com. That's where you can find us. We have a packed show for you. We're here with you until 1 o'clock here on the network. And, folks, I just have to say, summer's over. We are in the sports business. We call today back to school, back to whatever, like back to work. The NFL calls it back to football, and not just the NFL, but also college football. The Big Ten had their media day, so we're going to hear from Ryan Day. We're going to hear from Todd Monken, Denzel Ward. We're going to hear from as well. We got big news coming out of that. But today's top story, it is the story. It is the story which you could say, are you surprised? In a matter of, are you surprised, and why the hell are we going through with this? Deshaun Watson struggling at camp. Day one at camp, Deshaun Watson struggling. We're getting reports from various, those connected with camp today in Berea that Deshaun Watson, as a member of the Cleveland Browns, had arguably his worst practice. In the 5 years he's been here, his worst practice happened today. Now, listen, it's day one. It's under a new system, new coaching staff. Obviously, it's Todd Monken driving the bus, not Kevin Stefanski, who's dealing with his own quarterback issues down in Atlanta. They don't have anybody to suit up a quarterback for Atlanta. Hello, Dylan Gabriel might be your week 1 starter in Atlanta if they want to make a move there. Give us a call. But Deshaun Watson, not looking too good. I know there are the QB stats, and we'll show you the QB stats. And I'm understanding of the fact that, with camp, let's be mindful about camp. Camp is long, right? Camp is like, we're talking 5 or 6 weeks. Like, it's not just camp comes in today, it's done tomorrow. We're going to have a starter on Friday. That's not the case. But I've been told by those who are objectively those who believe Deshaun Watson's to start. And I don't think there are very few super Deshaun Watson fans. Very few. Again, fun fact, I was blocked by Deshaun Watson many years ago. I still, to this day, have no idea why I was blocked by Deshaun Watson. I'm talking about I was blocked when I was working in radio, and that's been years. I don't know. But what I heard from people, I heard Deshaun Watson with more experience, more mileage in the league, basically healthy, as Kyle Cordell pointed out earlier today, healthy since December of last year. Remember, he could have played last year. I mean, the Browns were out of it. It didn't make any sense. But if it was necessary, he could have played at the end of last season. But he didn't get cleared. But he's been healthy. He's looked great in OTAs and stuff. But ever since that report came out, remember back in early June, that report came out that Deshaun Watson basically had the driver's seat to become QB1. And it was his job to lose. Apparently, he's losing it. And this guy stinks. I don't know. Man, to hear those reports today, it's not disappointing because we all expect it. I don't even know if I should be angry because he sucked today. I can't be disappointed because I expected him to suck. Maybe I could look at Jimmy Haslam and say, why the hell is he still on the roster? Maybe I could just come out and say that. Because you know what's going to happen. And I forecasted this. My job is to forecast things. It's not just to say, oh, I like this guy, so this is what I'm here to forecast what's going to happen. If Deshaun Watson can prove he could tie his cleats and tie his shoes, they're gonna put him out there as long as he doesn't look horrible. The problem is he looks horrible. Because once you go with Shedeur Sanders, you can't go back to Deshaun. You can't go back. It's real. They're desperate to prove that their 2017 Tesla still works. It still operates. It can still function in any way, shape, or form. But the truth is, we all know the reality. We all know the truth. But how far can you go when bad money is spent? How far can you go? Tom Monken talked with the media today, I believe before practice, and this is what he had to say about the quarterback battle.
Yeah, nothing's really changed. We anticipate alternating. First of all 4 quarterbacks are going to compete. They all won't get equal reps. Obviously, we will alternate just like we did in the spring, Deshaun and Shedeur with the ones. Easiest way for me to say that, and it still won't stop you from asking, not you particularly, but everybody in general, is the first game. And we're going to have a starter the first game, right? I mean, ultimately, I'm not going to decide who the starter is. They decide by their play. Their play decides who the starter is. I don't have any preconceived notions of how they played in the past or how they're going to play. I only can, with my eyes, judge. And guys got to play well around them. I think we've shored up some things up front, We've added some weapons on the perimeter, so I think that's going to help. But they'll decide who plays. I don't decide who plays. The players decide who plays.
And that's courtesy of the Cleveland Browns with that cut. I do agree with Kyle. He mentioned earlier, it's like any coach who says that the players decide who starts, they're full of it. Don't buy into any of that. They are completely full of it. It's your job as a head coach to make the right call and to make the right decision and to go with the guy who gives you the best opportunity to win today, tomorrow, and down the road. And none of those three options applies to the guy that you're paying $250 million to. Now, again, and I stand by this, I truly believe, and I stand by this, and again, I don't mind if somebody tells me that I'm way off in my assessment, but this is how it looks from the outside. All the coaches, I'm not saying Todd Monk is not qualified for this job. I think he is. There's a breath of fresh air with training camp, somebody who's open and honest, somebody who's actually willing to openly talk and show personality to the team, different flavor. But I ultimately believe you looked at all the coaches who was interviewed for this job back in January and February. Everyone who was interviewed, in the back of my head and just the pit of my stomach, I'm sure there was a question asked to some of the younger guys who were interviewed. So what are your plans for Deshaun Watson? No, I'm not. I'm serious. What are your plans for Deshaun Watson? And I don't think any of those younger coaches who answered or who was interviewed had a legitimate answer to that question. You know, Grant Udinski, Nate Shieldhouse, and others. I don't think they had a real answer about what they wanted to do with Deshaun Watson. Because there's only one correct answer, and that's toss that NFL career to the trash. That's the right answer. But you don't want $250 million worth of debt. And and more importantly, you don't want $250 million worth of failure on your record. So they brought in a coach who actually had a plan for Deshaun Watson. Again, to the credit of Andrew Berry and the Cleveland Browns to this point, the roster around the quarterback room looks very promising. Very promising. Hopefully, by the end of the season, we will know who our true wide receiver one is. And his name will not be Jerry Jeudy. It could be Casey Concepcion or Denzel Boston. It could be one of those guys. Harold Fannin coming along at the tight end position. So you have something there. Backfield's coming along. The big question, and we're going to talk Brown storylines, training camp storylines, not related to the quarterback in a little bit. But one of the big storylines is the offensive line. DeJuan Jones and Spencer Fano, you got that competition going on. And then that's just on the offensive side. We're not even focusing on the defense. But you have surrounding this quarterback situation a young roster. In fact, there was a poll that was posted in the last few days that had the Cleveland Browns ranked in the top 5 of best rosters with guys under the age of 25. That's here in Cleveland with the Cleveland Browns. So there's a lot of great things on this roster. A lot of potential. This is the perfect developmental roster that could sneak out some W's. That if things go right, will compete against some of the top teams in the National Football League. what are we doing with this Deshaun Watson thing? Why are we even bothering with this? And it shouldn't be a hot take. It ain't a hot take. It's not a hot take. The dude stinks. So we're going to, and the biggest issue, and he had back-to-back interceptions. One of them was to Denzel Ward. Shout out to Denzel Ward. He's going to be with us. My number one concern with any player, especially quarterback, who has missed significant time and has not played consistent football at a high level in a long time. My number one concern and honestly fear is the speed of the game. It's the speed of the NFL. It's the speed of the NFL passing Deshaun Watson by. The answer is yes. That's not a hard question either. The answer is clearly yes. The speed of the game has surpassed Deshaun Watson. He could be the smartest. He can have all the knowledge. He can know what plays that should be ran and things like that. But processing what to do from your brain to your arms and shoulders and hands, the vision to the actual execution of the throw or the play, the speed is not there anymore. I mean, I'll take it in simpler terms. Imagine if for whatever reason you haven't driven a vehicle, let's say in 5 to 6 years or even a year, you haven't driven a vehicle. And 5 years later, okay, you could drive again. And you get back behind the wheel and you start driving. It's probably not the best idea to start on Interstate 480 on day one of you driving. Probably not the best idea to start in downtown Cleveland during rush hour traffic or getting ready for a Guardians game. By the way, shout out to the Guardians. They won today. They won back the Ohio Cup over the Cincinnati Reds. Probably not a good idea to start at a high-level traffic situation. Maybe the parking lot in your local residential streets would probably be the best course of action in terms of driving. That's the National Football League. No matter how good Deshaun Watson looks when Jimmy Haslam and Andrew Berry are coming down from their offices with their arms crossed, sunglasses on. All right, how you doing? Looking good. When those pads come on, it's a whole different beast. When everyone's operating at full speed, it's a different beast. When everyone's flying around, it's a different beast. It's a different story. I think for that reason alone, in my honest opinion, it's irresponsible to put Deshaun Watson on the field. It's irresponsible. And if they go with what I think they're going to do and have Deshaun Watson start these preseason games, start week 1, start basically in September, he's going to fall apart by the end of the month. Then you're going to put in Shedeur Sanders anyway. He won't be prepared, but he's going to look better than Deshaun. And then he's going to win. And then Shedeur's going to win some games for the team, but it won't be enough because you lost all the games in September. And this dude Deshaun's limping off the field because he cannot keep up with the speed of the game. It's that simple. When we come back from break, I'll show you the, shout out to ESPN Cleveland. They have the QB tracker. I'll show you the stats when we come back from break. Also, we'll go over some of the other key storylines from the Cleveland Browns. You'll also hear from Denzel Ward, who is back. What is things looking like in his future? Denzel Ward signed. He'll be sticking around here in Cleveland. Also, Grant Delpit signed, multi-year deal. He's going to be sticking around as well. So we're going to talk about that when we come back. Folks, it's irresponsible to put Deshaun out there. The game has passed him by. And unfortunately, on your record, Cleveland Browns, you have $250 million worth of failure that's on your record books. It is what it is. We'll take a break. Also, next hour, we're going to talk Ohio State, Ryan Day, what he had to say. Also, we got a big interview coming up in the 12 o'clock hour. We'll tell you all about it. We're glad you're with us. This is a special extended edition of Midnight Run. My name's AA Anthony Alford. We're back right after these messages.
So, guys, awesome episode of Unfiltered today here on the program. Got deep into the old Dr. Fauci stuff. You got to see it to believe it. I'm going to give you a hint. He pled the fifth. It was crazy. We talked about that. Got more into the Browns training camp. Hey, Deshaun Watson got the first day. Didn't look too good. Tomorrow on the program, did Shedeur get reps with the first team? How did he look? Should he just be given the job right now? Call it as it is. We'll talk about all of that. Plus the results of the poll. Which trio would you have rather had for the Cleveland Cavaliers? Would you have rather had possibly Darius Garland, Jaylen Brown, and Evan Mobley? Or are you happy with James Harden, Donovan Mitchell, and Mobley? We'll give you your results. You guys voted on the Facebook and the Twitter. All that coming up tomorrow and so much more on Unfiltered here all on the Inside Edge Network. I will see you at 5 p.m. Fanatics isn't just our name, it's who we are. Loyal, passionate fans dedicated to our favorite teams and to the sports we love. That's why we're honored to be able to offer fans the world's largest collection of official sports apparel and sports jerseys from all leagues, teams, and players you love. We feature a wide selection of gear from every league, including the NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, and NCAA merchandise, which allows us to serve fans of football, baseball, hockey, basketball, lacrosse, soccer, golf, and, well, everything else that gets your heart pumping. Go to fanatics.com by using the QR code on your screen right now to celebrate your teams. That's fanatics.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
Small business owners are superheroes, but nowadays running your business means doing so inside your shop and on social media. That's why you should make Omega Video Marketing your sidekick.
With a decade of content creation experience, I create dynamic, informative, and fun videos for your specific social needs that will increase brand awareness, get you more followers, and keep your social pages and websites current and fresh.
I offer flexible pricing and turn times and will work with you to understand your brand and your story. All of that comes from the heart. My award-winning expertise is just the cherry on top. So let's get connected. After all, your brand is the alpha and my expertise is the omega.
Discover our collection of handcrafted candles. That's right, every product is thoughtfully created in small batches free from harmful toxins for mindful everyday indulgence. Our candles are hand-poured in coconut soy wax with natural wood wicks, offering a long-lasting burn and rich fragrances. Create a cozy, safe ambiance for your home with candles from Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers use the promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network. Mosser Moments Photography is a husband and wife wedding photography team based in Cleveland, owned and operated by Inside Edge Network's very own Ryan Mosser and his wife Hallie. For the past 10 years, they've captured more than 100 weddings across Northeast Ohio and beyond, always working together as a true two-person team. Their style centers on authentic, emotional storytelling, documenting the real moments between two people in love and creating images that feel natural, comfortable, and true to the couple. Rooted in Northern Ohio but inspired by their travels, Ryan and Hallie bring a warm, personal approach to every wedding day. Their work blends experience, consistency, and a genuine passion for helping couples relive their best day through timeless photography. Learn more at monstermomentsphotography.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. monstermomentsphotography.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
And we thank you for your support of the Inside Edge Network. And don't miss my show, Midnight Run, right here on the Inside Edge Network. You won't miss a single episode when you like and subscribe at Inside Edge Net.
I think really just thinking about, like, I'm from Cleveland. You know, this is the city I'm from. I've always played in Ohio. I'm an Ohio kid, and it's just grateful to be able to come and play for my hometown team. You know, not many people get to do that. So just to be able to get back to this city, I feel that deserves win, and deserves a lot more. I just want to be a part of that once we get this thing going.
And that was Denzel Ward. Of course, Denzel Ward just signed a new deal yesterday. Signed a new deal, 2-year, $62.2 million deal. $52 million of that deal is guaranteed. And at this very moment, he is the highest paid defensive back in NFL history, according to Adam Schefter. It's the second time he has been considered the highest paid defensive back in NFL history. And of course, that story was first reported by Troy Dandy of Athletes First. And the Browns, that's his agency. They put that together before training camp practices begin. So that was Denzel Ward. And it is great to have. Look, listen. And then we saw the deal, of course, with Grant Delpit earlier today. Listen, the Browns have no issue paying who they need to pay, right? So they're going to pay their guys. Grant Delpit earlier today signed a 3-year extension worth $16 million per year, including $35 million guaranteed. And this, according to Adam Schefter, this is Grant Delpit's third NFL contract, and it ties him to the Cleveland Browns through the 2029 season. So Grant Delpit, barring any trades, anything like that, he will be here through the opening of the new football stadium in Brook Park in 2029. So that's good for him. And then we saw a moment in camp where Andrew Berry congratulated Grant Delpit, told him the news on the field, and then Delpit and his teammates celebrated the new deal. That's pretty cool. That is awesome. That's cool stuff right there. You know, making your money, doing what you need to do. Look, and again, I want to make perfectly clear, because I had somebody text me during the break, like, "Oh, you just hate Deshaun Watson." I don't hate anybody. First off, these are professional athletes. I don't care who's out there playing for the Cleveland Browns. Whoever, give me 11 players on offense, 11 players on defense, whoever on special teams that's going to help my football team win. I don't care who it is. If I am dead wrong on Deshaun Watson and he turns out to be the surprise of the century, I have no problem going into frozen cold takes, and like, oh, Inside Edge Network host Anthony Alford dead wrong on Deshaun Watson on July 29th. Fine. If I'm wrong on Deshaun Watson, that means we're winning football games. I'm cool with that. I'm not one of that's the one thing that we got to stop doing. I'm not saying everybody does it as Browns fans, but there are some Browns fans. We got to stop doing this. Just because our guy isn't on the field, just because our guy's not getting the reps, our guy may ultimately not be named the starter. Whoever's on the field, those are the ones that we got to hope can help us win games. And if they are winning us games, we shouldn't be sitting there like, oh, well, kind of, it wasn't my guy. we're Browns fans. Whoever helps us win games, we need to support that, because quite honestly, we have not done nearly enough winning to be able to cherry pick who we want out there on the field and not support the opposition. You know, like we saw that too many times, even in the final Baker Mayfield days. Like, come on, whoever's out there. And again, there's a difference between ripping, which I did. I have no problem doing it. Ripping a player for poor performance and then flat out not supporting the player that we may not support for occasional good performances. With that being said, you ain't seeing a good performance out of Deshaun Watson. You will not. You will not see a good performance out of Deshaun Watson. I don't care if Jerry Jeudy wants Deshaun Watson to start. In fact, his endorsement, Jerry Jeudy's mere endorsement of Deshaun Watson becoming a starter tells me he shouldn't effing start for the team. The guy who can't produce unless Jameis Winston's on the team, telling me that Deshaun should be the star. Yeah. Sometimes endorsements tells me to run the other way. Ooh, that guy's endorsing that person? Boom. There's my answer. Go the other way. And things will be fine. All right, folks. Shout out to ESPN Cleveland. They did it. Here it is. ESPN Cleveland's quarterback tracker. Again, thank you to everyone at ESPN Cleveland for providing these. Here it is from today, day one of training camp. Shedeur Sanders, and I'm just reading it for our audio listeners. Shedeur Sanders, 16 of 19. No touchdowns, no interceptions. I'm going to skip down one. Dylan Gabriel, 7 of 9. No touch. Nobody had a touchdown, by the way. Dylan Gabriel, 7 of 9, 1 pick. But the completion percentage was high. 7 of 9, only 1 incompletion. Interception. And then Green, 3 of 5. It doesn't. I don't. I'm going to be honest. I don't envision 4 quarterbacks carrying over to the regular season. I just don't. Now, I heard people mention that if Deshaun Watson wins the starting job, there is a possibility Shedeur Sanders would be traded. I don't think that's a good idea. Actually, I think it's a terrible idea because if Deshaun is starting, Shedeur doesn't have trade value. What are you going to trade him for? I mean, ultimately, yes, he's a 5th-round draft pick. I know, first round, second round draft grade. He's a 5th-round draft pick. If you trade Shedeur Sanders, what trade value does Shedeur have if he's not starting? If he couldn't beat out Deshaun Watson, he doesn't have trade value. So it doesn't make much sense to trade him at all. But so I've heard that but with that being said, I do not envision a scenario where 4 quarterbacks rolls into the season. The more likely trade candidate is probably Dylan Gabriel. And you should be on the phone today, right here, right now, with the Atlanta Falcons, with Matt Ryan and the Atlanta Falcons, because I think Kevin Stefanski has an opening for Dylan Gabriel, somebody who might fit a little bit more into that system, which is more play action, more, roll out, quickly get rid of the football type of system compared to the pro-style offense that Todd Monken runs. But the big story today, Deshaun Watson getting the first team reps, 12 of 22, 2 interceptions, back-to-back interceptions. Again, that's courtesy of the QB tracker provided by ESPN Cleveland. And if you missed it, here once again, one more time, Todd Monken on how he plans to approach the quarterback battle this summer.
Yeah, nothing's really changed. We anticipate alternating. First of all 4 quarterbacks are going to compete. They all won't get equal reps. Obviously, we will alternate just like we did in the spring, Deshaun and Shedeur with the ones. Easiest way for me to say that, and it still won't stop you from asking, not you particularly, but everybody in general, is the first game. And we're going to have a start of the first game, right? I mean, ultimately, I'm not going to decide who the starter is. They decide by their play. Their play decides who the starter is. I don't have any preconceived notions of how they played in the past or how they're going to play. I only can, with my eyes, judge. And guys got to play well around them. I think we've shored up some things up front. We've added some weapons on the perimeter, so I think that's going to help. But they'll decide who plays. I don't decide who plays. The players decide who plays.
Yeah, and that's courtesy of the Cleveland Browns. So, yeah, I mean, you're going to find out right now, what's going on. And, and I said this before about Shedeur Sanders. He got to take the job. He has to make it undisputed that it is his. I give Shedeur Sanders credit when people wrote him off. Mary Kay Cabot had that report earlier in the summer about, hey, Deshaun Watson is very much ahead in the QB battle. Might as well name him the starter right then and there. I credit Shedeur Sanders, who and his team, these athletes, they read, they see everything, they hear everything. I credit Shedeur Sanders for fighting back at OTAs. If Shedeur Sanders would have laid down and not fight back during OTAs, then Todd Monken's not sitting here talking about there's a split quarterback battle. People are going to get equal reps. But Shedeur Sanders has forced the issue, but he's going to have to ramp it up even more. But I do like the approach. Start with, equal opportunity, kind of an equal opportunity situation, and build from there. Now, when do I want this QB battle to be decided? We tossed this question out on Main Event earlier in the week, and I've been thinking about this question all throughout. When do I want this QB battle to be decided? I'm going to answer that when we come back. Plus, other notable Browns training camp storylines as we are in it. We are in camp. It's practice is fun when you're not participating. We only like covering practice because we're not actually training camp 2 a days, 3 a day. I know we don't do 2 a day, 3 a days anymore, but those are the worst. There's nothing good about it. But this is where you build character, all that stuff. But when do I want this QB battle to be decided? I would typically say sooner rather than later, but I'll explain next why I would not mind this getting dragged out until week 1 of the NFL season. I will fully explain the craziness of that. Plus the Brown storylines in training camp and Ohio State. We'll hear from Ryan Day coming up after the break. Plus, we have a big guest, Don Cleary of Keon Sports 92.3 The Fan. He's going to join us next hour as well. We're still loaded. Extended edition of Midnight Run. More to come right after these messages.
Keon Sports is the leader in Ohio high school athletic coverage in written, print, and video streaming. From the latest news and results and written content to the high school football game of the week every Friday, Keon Sports has you covered. The vision of 15-time published author Vince McKee has become the most trusted site in Ohio high school athletic news. From podcasts to player profiles, Keon Sports is your one stop for all of it. Visit them today at keonsports.com or on YouTube at Keon Sports. Check out their socials on Twitter and Facebook as well.
Clean energy, bold flavors, and no jitters. See why people won't shut up about Dubby. Clean energy, no jitters or crash. Whether you're starting your workday or getting ready to exercise, Dubby Energy helps you lock in and focus. With over 15 flavors to choose from, you can't miss. Order W Energy right now by using the QR code on your screen and use the promo code InsideEdge10 to receive 10% off your order. W Energy, your energy-focused sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Discover our collection of body mists made with clean, minimal ingredients. Handcrafted with natural essential oils and clean ingredients, they offer a natural alternative to synthetic fragrances. Perfect for sensitive skin and those seeking clean, mindful self-care, and the perfect gift for you or your special someone. Courtesy of Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers, use that promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Whether searching for a baseball autographed by your favorite World Series slugger, a signed football by an iconic Hall of Famer, or the jersey of a world-famous soccer star, you've come to the right place. Here at SportsMemorabilia.com, the web's leading source of authentic sports memorabilia, you'll find more than 500,000 authentic products from nearly every professional sports league, team, and players. Not only will you find your next prized sports possession with ease thanks to superb customer service and tremendous site experience, you'll have the satisfaction and peace of mind that every product listed comes complete with a certificate of authenticity and is fully backed by the SportsMemorabilia.com lifetime authenticity guarantee. Go to SportsMemorabilia.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. SportsMemorabilia.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Find us on InsideEdgeNetwork.com for the latest information on your favorite shows, personalities, and network partners. Plus, guess what? We have a merch shop. That's right, we have network polos, t-shirts, champion jackets, hats, and bottles. Rep the network. Every purchase supports independent sports and entertainment media. Use the QR code on your screen right now to check out InsideEdgeNetwork.com. That's InsideEdgeNetwork.com.
This is Midnight Run on the Inside Edge Network. Here's your host, Anthony Alford.
And with that, welcome back to Midnight Run here on the Inside Edge Network. Again, my name is Anthony Alford. Great to have you along. And here's what's great. Since we are running, I just stung myself. Hold on. You ever get like your clothes, like your pants or shorts, you just get the fabric kind of stings you a little bit? That's what just happened. Like right at that intro. That kind of a little painful. That's okay. Glad you're back here with us here on the Inside Edge Network. And I say back with us again. Typically, this is our normal time slot, midnight run here on the Inside Edge Network. Again, we're still here with you until 1:00. Both Eli and Chad are both off today. Eli is visiting family in Columbus. Chad is on vacation this week, so we adjusted the schedule a little bit. Autumn was on earlier today. Myself and Autumn, we were on earlier today with the Daily Spiral at 10 o'clock. And then right around 11:20, I took over for an extended edition of Midnight Run. So we've been talking heavily about the Browns. If you just joined us, again, remember to like and subscribe at Inside Edge Net across all of our social media platforms. Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Remember also to check out InsideEdgeNetwork.com and check out and download our Roku app, Inside Edge Network. If you're just joining us here at midnight, Deshaun Watson was garbage. According to some reports out of day one of training camp, Deshaun Watson looked about as terrible as he's ever looked in a Cleveland Browns uniform in practice. Not good, slow. And that's my worry, and that's my fear with Deshaun Watson is the speed of the game. is it going to pass them by? I think it will be. I think it's irresponsible to put them out there on the field. Let's talk about some of the other storylines, of course, that we're looking into with the Cleveland Browns. And I think the big one, I know that the non-sexy one is the offensive line. But remember, with this offensive line with the Cleveland Browns, there was a point in time, you got, they basically had to replace their entire line with retirements and cuts and things like that. So, you got Howard in there, Jenkins, Zion Johnson, and of course, Spencer Fano. Of course, that's our early first round draft pick. I know when you talk about having a high draft pick and you draft a lineman, that's not sexy, but this is the same team that was the home to Joe Thomas for many years. So we know this is where it's tricky, because I'm going to choose my words carefully when I say this. We know how important the offensive line is, especially the left tackle position. It's extremely important. But we also know that if you don't have a quarterback, a left tackle can only take you so far. Now, you need that left tackle. You need somebody who you could trust. And hopefully Spencer Fano could be that guy that you could trust at the left tackle position. I believe DeJuan Jones, who went to Ohio State, got work at that left tackle position earlier today. So that's going to be a battle within itself. Remember, DeJuan Jones, he has the size, been fighting injuries, but he hasn't been too bad operating at the offensive line. He's been playing out of position during most of his time with the Cleveland Browns, but he's locked in right now at that spot. But let's see if Spencer Fano can kind of pick up the speed. Again, remember, we got 6 weeks of camp to decide this. The other big story, the wide receivers. What's happening there? Of course, Cleveland Browns selected Casey Concepcion. See, this is the Casey I look forward to talking about. Not the Casey from Love Island, but hopefully Casey Concepcion. And I'm rooting for Casey Concepcion for 2 reasons. Number one, he's a Cleveland Brown. And number two, in my Dynasty Fantasy Football League, I drafted him in our rookie draft. So I have a personal interest in watching this young man become successful. Just full disclosure, I have a personal interest in watching him become successful. But Denzel Boston is also there. So I like the strategy from Andrew Berry. You just got to hope that the players pan out. Otherwise, 6 months from now, we're going to go on the air and say that we hated this strategy. But let's be real. The Cleveland Browns, over the last several years, has had the worst wide receiver room in the National Football League. Jerry Jeudy is not a wide receiver one. Under no circumstances should Jerry Jeudy be a wide receiver one on any NFL team. But on this team, he currently is wide receiver number one. Too inconsistent. In fact, the only time that he has really proven his worth, Jerry Jeudy, was when Jameis Winston was under center. And again, we got to remember this too. The relationship between quarterback and receiver, obviously very important with football. You can have chemistry with one person, may not have chemistry with another person. But Jerry Jeudy has not had chemistry with Joe Flacco, Deshaun Watson, Shedeur Sanders, anybody else we put out there in the last several years. He is not Dylan Gabriel, nothing there. Just he has not produced at any point as a member of the Cleveland Browns, except when Jameis Winston was on the roster. The wide receiver room, of course, Jerry Jeudy, Cedric Tillman. Those are the major names. There's some other names in there too, but the genesis of the wide receiver room: Jerry Jeudy, Cedric Tillman, Casey Concepcion, and Denzel Boston. Concepcion and Boston both made good impact during the offseason program. You also got Isaiah Bond in there too. I forgot to mention him. So you have a young receiving core in there. So there's going to be competition at that point in time, but I'm very curious to see who's going to be wide receiver one and who's going to make that work, who's going to make that operate. And that's where the preseason games will fall into play. Of course, the first game being out on Saturday, August 15th against the Chicago Bears. We'll kind of see how both quarterbacks and also Dylan Gabriel, how they fare with the receivers that we have there. Mike Rudenberg, he is the new defensive coordinator. The defense, now that Jim Schwartz, and let me briefly recap that situation. Jim Schwartz, he's right. He went on the podcast. I don't think Jim Schwartz did anything wrong. In his assessment, I don't think he did anything wrong. When he said, look, you've seen what my defense has been able to do. We've been a top-ranked defense for years and years. We've been top-ranked. You have had nothing to worry about. And yet, and I've had head coaching experience, and you pass me up and you expect this arrangement to work? No. And take a Miles, and I know, Miles Garrett now with the Los Angeles Rams. That's another big story. And we'll cover more offseason stories tomorrow, but that's another big story. But look at somebody like, Denzel Ward and Grant Delpit. And before that, Miles Garrett. Look at some of the veterans on defense. New head coach, Tom Monken. He's trying to install a new program into the organization. Miles Garrett or whoever may not like what was said. And then, so you have a situation where you have a power struggle. You have, all right, head coach Tom Monken says this. Coach Schwartz, what do you think? It's that look. It's the look of the other way. It's the, you're the head coach, you're talking, and your key assistant next to you is standing there saying, who are they going to listen to? So I don't blame Jim Schwartz one bit for saying, deuces, I'm out. This arrangement's not going to work. I think he will be able to find work. He has to sit out this season because he's technically still under contract with the Cleveland Browns for one more year. I don't think there'll be any issue with Jim Schwartz finding any line of work in 2027. But that's the big story. Mike Rudenberg, the new defensive coordinator for the Cleveland Browns. Can this Browns defense without Myles Garrett still be considered a top 5 ranked defense? We'll have to see. That pressure falls on Jarrett Verse from the Los Angeles Rams, the guy that the Rams never wanted to give up in the first place. Remember, he was the one, the Rams have been pursuing Myles Garrett for years. And Andrew Berry said, we'll trade Myles Garrett if Verse can come back. The Rams reluctantly agreed, and they did so. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool that happened. And the hope, if you're a Browns fan, is if this trade, in effect, have the same impact that Matthew Stafford and Jared Goff, that trade had between the Los Angeles Rams and the Detroit Lions. Yes, the LA Rams acquired the proven guy, future Hall of Famer, Myles Garrett, just like Matthew Stafford, future Hall of Famer. Matthew Stafford wasn't the greatest at his position. Myles Garrett's the greatest at his position currently. But what could Jared Verse be in return in only his second year? What kind of player can he be in a defense, in a position in which twice a year he's going to face Lamar Jackson, twice a year he's going to face Aaron Rodgers, and maybe twice a year, if he can stay healthy, he's going to face Joe Burrow. I find that to be very interesting. There are other key storylines that we'll get into maybe tomorrow and throughout the coming days and weeks, because camp is a long way. Things happen in camp. But I did pose a question heading into this midnight hour. When should a quarterback battle be decided? When should it be decided? With all due respect to Dylan Gabriel and Taylor Green, with all due respect to those guys, it's Deshaun or Shedeur Sanders, right? I will share with you on the other side of this break my personal wish for how I want this QB battle to play out, because it's not necessarily the answer. It's not, I have an answer, but it's not just the answer itself. It's the way I need this thing to play out. Plus, we'll talk Buckeyes. Dom Cleary from Keon Sports. He's going to join us at the bottom of the hour. We are locked and loaded. The extended edition of Midnight Run with myself, AA Anthony Alford. I will tell you on the other side how I want this QB battle to play out. We'll take a break. We'll be back right after this.
Fanatics isn't just our name, it's who we are. Loyal, passionate fans dedicated to our favorite teams and to the sports we love. That's why we're honored to be able to offer fans the world's largest collection of official sports apparel and sports jerseys from all leagues, teams, and players you love. We feature a wide selection of gear from every league, including the NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, and NCAA merchandise, which allows us to serve fans of football, baseball, hockey, basketball, lacrosse, soccer, golf, and, well, everything else that gets your heart pumping. Go to fanatics.com by using the QR code on your screen right now to celebrate your teams. That's fanatics.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
Small business owners are superheroes, but nowadays running your business means doing so inside your shop and on social media. That's why you should make Omega Video Marketing your sidekick.
With a decade of content creation experience, I create dynamic, informative, and fun videos for your specific social needs that will increase brand awareness, get you more followers, and keep your social pages and websites current and fresh.
I offer flexible pricing and turn times and will work with you to understand your brand and your story. All of that comes from the heart. My award-winning expertise is just the cherry on top. So let's get connected. After all, your brand is the alpha and my expertise is the omega.
Discover our collection of handcrafted candles. That's right, every product is thoughtfully created in small batches free from harmful toxins for mindful everyday indulgence. Our candles are hand-poured in coconut soy wax with natural wood wicks, offering a long-lasting burn and rich fragrances. Create a cozy, safe ambiance for your home with candles from Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers use the promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network. Mosser Moments Photography is a husband and wife wedding photography team based in Cleveland, owned and operated by Inside Edge Network's very own Ryan Mosser and his wife Hallie. For the past 10 years, they've captured more than 100 weddings across Northeast Ohio and beyond, always working together as a true two-person team. Their style centers on authentic, emotional storytelling, documenting the real moments between two people in love and creating images that feel natural, comfortable, and true to the couple. Rooted in Northern Ohio but inspired by their travels, Ryan and Hallie bring a warm, personal approach to every wedding day. Their work blends experience, consistency, and a genuine passion for helping couples relive their best day through timeless photography. Learn more at MosserMomentsPhotography.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. MosserMomentsPhotography.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
How's it going, everybody? Eli Moon here, one half of Inside Edge Primetime. Of course, Chad B and myself with you every weeknight from 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Monday through Friday. Chad B on vacation this week, however, so I've been rocking solo and excited to get him back. I will be on vacation for just a day tomorrow. I will be visiting my brother in Columbus, who's been doing a great job out there down at Ohio State. We're going to go visit him, Papa Moon, Mama Moon, and myself. We're going to go see my little brother, and I'll be back Thursday, of course, for a very exciting Inside Edge Prime Time. I'll get to recap my birthday. It's my official birthday on Thursday, so we'll talk about that. And, of course, we'll have a lot more to get into. I'm sure that some MLB trade news will break by then. We're getting closer to the deadline and so much more when it comes to Inside Edge Prime Time. Of course, we wait for Chad B to get back next Monday, but the show will rock out this week for the rest of the week. Now, keep an eye out because tomorrow, as I mentioned, I'm off, Chad's off. That means at 10 o'clock, we will have the Daily Spiral, Autumn Chisholm and Anthony Alford. And then at 11 p.m., Midnight Run runs a little early at 11 p.m. Double A Anthony Alford. Stay locked in here, Inside Edge Net. Across all the socials, InsideEdgeNetwork.com is where you're going to want to go read about everybody. And, of course, we're on Roku as well. Inside Edge Network app on Roku. Appreciate all your support. And we will see you. Well, not me. Not tonight. But, of course, we all will see you later on tonight on the Inside Edge Network.
Well, first off, one of the elite players in the NFL, well-deserved. And at this point, which is really cool, is you get paid for what we anticipate to get. Nobody pays somebody for what they've done. You're still anticipating that he's going to play at a high level, which I see nothing that will stop him from still being an elite level. And I'm happy for him. To continue to play at a high level and always be a Cleveland Brown, being from here, I think it's really cool. I think, I was fired up for him. He had a big smile on his face yesterday. It's been something that I know Andrew's been working on, and I know we're fired.
That is Todd Monken, courtesy of the Cleveland Browns, talking about Denzel Ward staying here in Cleveland. That is huge news. 8 minutes from now, Don Clary of Keon Sports is going to join us on the show. He has two announcements, including the Keon Sports Week 1 Game of the Week. You will hear that announcement live exclusively first, coming up in about 10 minutes right here on Midnight Run. Cannot wait for that. I shared right before the break, how do I want this quarterback battle to play out? My short answer is Shedeur Sanders. I want Shedeur Sanders to lock this job, lock it in. But I would not mind this thing dragging out until week 1 of the NFL season, going into week 1. Give Deshaun Watson one more chance. One more chance. You made it this far. One more chance. Because I want people to see what happens when you F around. You don't get the opportunity to play. I know injuries are a big part of it, and that part sucks. But what happens when you take a bet on somebody with baggage, somebody who even just from a football standpoint, he's not going to be available to play at all, And what happens when the speed of the game passes him by? Let it play out. And then I want Shedeur Sanders to take that job away from Deshaun Watson. Like Todd Monken saying, oh, it's up to the players to determine. Bull. Watson currently is QB1. It's up to Shedeur to take it away. But I think it's going to be a combination of Deshaun falling on his face and then Shedeur Sanders. Can he pick it up? The key with Shedeur Sanders, he will not win that job if he can't get that ball out of his hands quickly. That's going to be his key. If he can't do that, then you're screwed, period. Like, you're screwed, period. And then good luck in 2027 when you're loaded with a ton of quarterbacks in that draft class. Remember, it was Shedeur Sanders who won a few games at the end of last season. It's probably a big reason why Fernando Mendoza is not on a Cleveland Browns roster right now. Beating the Pittsburgh Steelers will do that. It will do that. Quickly, Ohio State. You see the schedule? Look at the schedule. And first of all, look at week 3. And look at the time. Ohio State has a crazy schedule. But week 3, their home game against Kent State is on Big Noon Saturday. I have no words. Gus Johnson is going to call a Kent State football game. I have no words. Now, word on the street, Kent State's going to have a better football team. This is no hate on Kent State, but is the football schedule that weak? Is it that bad on September 19th for that to be the game of the week? I don't know. Maybe. But all eyes with Ohio's, obviously that Ohio State's going to run it back with Texas in week 2. That's on ABC. That's going to be a big one. That's a big matchup with Texas. Arch Manning, we'll see how he's looking. And by the way, how's our quarterback looking? Here's what Ryan Day had to say about our guy under center.
As many of you know, as somebody who in 2 years has already made an amazing impact on the game of college football. What he's meant to the game on the field, but also off the field is tremendous. And he has a chance to leave a legacy behind, and he knows that. He's got a whole generation of young players that look up to him and who he is. He's a household name, and he's had a great offseason. He's taken the step into a leadership role, and it's great to watch him find his voice. Julian.
So how about that? Yeah, find his voice, and we'll kind of have to see where it all plays out. Also, Ryan Day had this to say about his other stud football player returning to the roster.
Julian Sayin, in now year 3 with us, year 2 as a starter, has a different look in his eye. I said before, he had great success last year. He won his first start ever home against Texas in a big, top 5 matchup, won a rivalry game in the sideways snow, but then came up short at the end of the year. We all did, but when you look in his eye now, you see a different person. You see a different body. He's worked hard. He's gotten stronger. He's found his voice even more, and he's got a great look in his eye. And I think he's poised for a great season. And then,
the clip before was about Jeremiah Smith. So the clip before was about Smith. This one was about Julian Sayin. The key when you look from week 7 on. Obviously, that Indiana matchup, you could circle that. Of course, Fernando Mendoza is not on the roster anymore. He's in the NFL, so you may not have the same Indiana team, obviously. But that's a spotlight game. And then you have a bye, and then USC, Oregon, Northwestern is no joke. Nebraska is no joke. And then, of course, Michigan. And if you somehow make it through all of that, you have the Big Ten championship game and then the college football playoff. If Ohio State somehow, some way comes away this regular season without a single loss, it will be Ryan Day's best work. No question about it. It will be his best work. If he comes away without a single loss, forget about it. It's absolutely nuts. By the way, real quick, here's what Ryan Day had to say about the Indiana matchup. Take a look.
Here in Bloomington.
Well, I think, it's going to be a great environment. We haven't played since Coach Signetti's been at Indiana, but I know that, the atmosphere there has changed and it's really ramped up there. So that'll be another game on the road that we're going to have to really prepare for and play well. But you got to give them a lot of credit. It starts with the quarterback and how he played last season, and then I don't think enough people give enough credit to that defense and how well they played. We look back on the game that we played in the Big Ten championship game and, look at some of those key situational things that we should have done a much better job with. And, we take ownership of that, and we had to get that better. They won in those situations. If we win those situations, the outcome's different, but that's football. And that's where we got to be better and make sure that we're ready next time when those opportunities come up that we make the plays.
And that's going to be huge. And again, courtesy of Ohio State. In the Big Ten, of course, they have their media days. And we're going to tap a little bit more onto the college front coming up. Dom Cleary of Keon Sports. He comes your way next. Again, one of our partners. I want to say this real quick before we get to the interview because he is standing by. I want to give a quick shout out to their Keon Sports entire leadership team. Dom's a part of it. My guy, Brandon Soder, and, of course, the quarterback of it all, Vince McKee. He invited our team out to his internship night. Just can't believe it's been a week. Just over a week ago. And fantastic event. Of course, I was out there along with Eli and our Inside Edge Network owner, Peter Tullup, his son, Jacob. We were out there, had an opportunity to talk with local inspiring broadcasters looking to do some work with Vince and Keon Sports, and also lend a hand, help us out here at the Inside Edge Network. So when I tell you again, last weekend was very, very special. Of course, we had our live remote at the Brothers Lounge with Moon Bash. This past Saturday, of course, I got baptized on Sunday, which was, I still can't believe it that happened. But the weekend started this past Thursday night at the McKee residence with the Keon Sports internship night. And I can't wait to share with you guys. Actually, Dom is going to share when we come back from this break a couple of key announcements, plus Dom is up to speed on what's going on, obviously with high school football, but also college athletics. I want to get his thoughts on what's going on with Ohio State and what's going on overall in college football. And, of course, we'll sneak in a little Browns talk to wrap it up as well. But you are watching Midnight Run here on the Inside Edge Network. My special guest from Keon Sports comes your way next here on the Inside Edge Network.
Keon Sports is the leader in Ohio high school athletic coverage in written, print, and video streaming. From the latest news and results and written content to the high school football game of the week every Friday, Keon Sports has you covered. The vision of 15-time published author Vince McKee has become the most trusted site in Ohio high school athletic news. From podcasts to player profiles, Keon Sports is your one-stop for all of it. Visit them today at keonsports.com or on YouTube at Keon Sports. Check out their socials on Twitter and Facebook as well.
This is Midnight Run on the Inside Edge Network. Here's your host, Anthony Alford.
All right, folks, Double A here with you. We are happy to have you here with us. This has been a busy, busy day. My guy over here from Keon Sports, Big Dom, is here. Dom Fleury, of course, of Keon Sports, also 92.3 The Fan. We have known each other for a long time. He's one of my favorite people when I worked at The Fan. Man, just can't believe, Dom, 3 years ago? My goodness.
Yeah. 3 years.
And
I was fresh out of college, and there you were at midnight screaming into the microphone about the Cavs or something. I'll never forget it.
Mind you, you know what? I was covering the Knicks series in 23.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
and I'm
man.
a Knicks fan, yeah. So we had fun with that, yeah. We still do. We still have people that call in just to tease me, which there's nothing to tease about anymore, I will say. But there are people that would call in to make fun of me when the Knicks would lose, in January. People would call to me, bored up, not a personality, yeah.
So Dom, is this the point of the interview where I'm supposed to congratulate your team for winning the title?
You can congratulate me for all my hard work and dedication to the New York Knicks, or all the time and money I've spent on that darn team.
My goodness. Well, Dom, thank you for coming on the show. We got some Ohio State, a little bit of Brown stuff we're going to get to in just a second. But you are here, obviously, on behalf of Keon Sports, part of the leadership team. Of course, Vince McKee. We have the partnership going with KeonSports.com, which you should check out, of course, for all your latest sports, entertainment stories. And Keon Sports is huge with high school football. And Dom, you are here with us because you have two announcements to break right here on the Inside Edge Network.
Yeah, so we have two big ones. Just got confirmed that I can't talk about these two things. I'm excited. We have a broadcast team that consists of Brandon Soder, who was on 93 The Fan at one point. You have me, and then Brandon Marvel, Vince McKee will be sprinkled out throughout as well. That's your broadcast team for Friday nights. But we have on the 13th of Thursday in Parma at Rookies, one of our sponsors, we are doing a high school football preview show. The first time we've ever attempted it, first time we ever tried it. We're super excited. We were at Rookies today. It is a phenomenal venue. You should go there because it's a really cool place. If you like pool, if you like darts, if you like good wings, it's fresh, never frozen there. He was explaining the whole process. It's delicious, and I can't wait.
I'm sold. I'm already sold.
To get there. And, I know you guys know something about putting on a show at a place. You guys did it the other week with right up the road from me. I had no idea you guys were doing it, but it's hard to put on a production. We're really excited. We're going to interview coaches, not announcing those coaches yet, but if you follow us, you know who the coaches are probably going to be, at least what schools could possibly be there. And speaking of schools that could possibly be there, well, week one, a game we always like to cover, we'll announce it now. Avon Lake, Strongsville, week one. We are excited for it. Strongsville coming off of a big season. Avon Lake looking to redeem themselves after one of the most disappointing seasons I've seen from them since I've been a part of it. I expect them to be a lot better of a team this year. In Strongsville, they're looking to keep this train rolling after that disappointing loss in the playoffs against Medina. So we have an exciting week one, not revealing anything else, still waiting for some things to click here of what games we're going to cover. But I'll tell you what, Double A, this is the most excited I've ever been for our football schedule. We have some great games. If everything falls in place, this is going to be, every game could go to the wire. That's how good this schedule is.
So just to recap, Avon Lake versus Strongsville week one.
At Strongsville, yeah.
That and the Mustangs.
Actually, that's at Avon Lake. That's at Avon Lake.
Oh, it's at Avon Lake?
Yeah.
Had a game or two at Avon Lake way back when. That's a tough environment to play. That is a tough environment. That's going to be a good one there. Strongsville at Avon Lake. And then I'm looking forward to get August 13th, correct? That high school preview show?
Yes, that will be at Rookies. We're looking at 7:00, but we will have, by the time you watch this, we'll hopefully have a poster done by then. Hopefully it's released at the end of the week. That's what we're looking at. But this is stuff we all decided a few weeks ago. I mean, this is very bang. We haven't had much time to promote it. It was an idea we've wanted for a while, but Double A, we're really excited about it.
And Don, this is going to be a great opportunity. Of course, we always talk about it here with remotes and stuff, networking opportunities, but it's hard to believe that by this weekend, the calendar will be August,
Mhm.
and high school football will be here. Real quick before we get to the college and then pros, I guess we'll build up here. But I'll tell you, I always look at the successful high school football programs across Northeast Ohio. We have plenty. One of the ones that I've been fortunate to cover for many years has been Kirtland football, of course, part of the Chagrin Valley Conference. But the good teams, the great teams, the great programs, I'll tell you, when you see the grassroots recruitment start young, and like everyone from varsity to like 7th grade and younger, they all know the playbook, and the entire community's involved, Dom. That is huge. And you can see the teams that have been successful across Northeast Ohio, across the state, they dive into the grassroots. Everybody knows the program. Everybody knows, the parents, everybody. There's a buy-in to that. It's huge.
Yeah, it's the communities all buy in here. Some communities that I absolutely have fallen in love with, Olmsted Falls. I mean, those kids are running the Flexbone triple option by the time that they're out of diapers. I mean, those kids run that offense to a T where it's at a point where, and I'm able to identify it just because I've been around the game for so long. But Brandon Soder, who's a phenomenal play-by-play announcer for us, he doesn't know where the ball is sometimes. That's how well these kids learn the offense. Strongsville, I mean, those kids are benching 225 for reps by the time they're in kindergarten. I mean, these schools prep these kids at such a young age. That's how it was where I'm from in Western Pennsylvania. I mean, when I was 5, I had pads on. So it's very similar here of high school football is everything, and the numbers across the board of kids playing football has dropped. That's just the reality of things. Not Northeast Ohio. In Eds, if you live in Lakewood and you go to Eds, or just Northeast Ohio in general, you want to play football at Eds. You want to play football at Iggy's. You want to play football at Avon now. Avon 20 years ago, you would have never thought would have been a powerhouse. Now you look at them. I mean, and I was talking to someone today. It don't make sense how darn good they are. I'll tell you what, those kids, they must eat their Wheaties and drink protein powder as soon as they're out of the womb, AA. These kids are huge. They're strong. They're dedicated, and they're really smart football players. If you ask any coach in the area how smart these kids are, you can tell that they're in the film room nonstop. It starts from a young age here, and the communities are completely bought in, and you can tell by the support in the stands, by the parents that show up, that their kids aren't even on the team. They're in the band. Their kids are cheerleaders or whatnot and so forth. There's a lot of support for these kids, this community, and that's one of the biggest reasons I fall in love with Northeast Ohio football as someone who's an implant, not even from here.
Oh, man, and being from here myself, I have seen it, being around. And that's why I love high school football. To me, high school football, especially here in Ohio, is the purest form of the way sports was meant to be. If you have that love of the game, the study, and you talked about it, like these athletes today, yes, they're bigger and faster and stronger, but they're smarter than ever before too.
Film study is better than ever.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they have to be. I know you guys have more announcements with Keon Sports. You guys will roll that out. I do want to make mention that you guys already have been doing a great job this season. I've been seeing some of the team previews and the schedules on KeonSports.com, and your entire team, led, of course, by Vince McKee. You guys have done an unbelievable job already. I'm imagining, Dom, you guys have more, and I love to see these training camp reports from local high schools here in the area. Those are fantastic.
Yeah, and shout out to our video team. I'm going to mess up his name. Chris Granu. I always mess up his name. I did it on a live broadcast once, and he stared at me. I'm sorry. I'm trying my best.
He's going to come to me now. He's going to come to me now.
All the blame at me, AA. All the blame on me. He does a phenomenal job with his video recaps. And, I mean, all-star of the year. He's the head of our video production, Tony Bogan. Phenomenal. He's currently, every year, this is the second year we're doing it. He gives me videos for our open. We don't do a cold open into our broadcasts. We do an open that I edit, and he's a huge help. I mean, he has so many games he sends me of clips. He's phenomenal. He does a lot of those camp previews. Tony Bogan is a phenomenal human being. He's also a phenomenal videographer. He's great at this job. Love Tony Bogan. Shout out to him. But he's one of those guys where you go on YouTube, go on our website, KeonSports.com, go on our YouTube. We're around 23,000 subscribers, only 4 years in. We're very proud of that number, hoping to get to 100,000 eventually. But also Instagram as well. You'll see Tony Bogan's work all over those sites. He does a phenomenal job with those recaps, and high school football season starts. I mean, it really started a few weeks ago for us.
I know, and I cannot wait. Of course, believe it or not, the first August, what's that Friday? August 21st? Yeah, Friday,
That's
August
the first
21st.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, we're really excited about that. Can't wait for the Shoremen to host the Mustangs. One of my favorite venues there. Hate the steps going up all the way. I shed some pounds from the last time. I was about 275 last time I was on those steps, and 242 now. So I'm going to have a little bit of a better time going up those steps. But, I'm still a big fella. So, that and Byers, I feel like I'm going up those steps for like a month. Oh,
yeah,
it's horrible.
I was gonna say, I remember doing a game at Byers years ago, and doing the game was fun, but the equipment and going up those steps.
It's tough. I mean, they accommodate you there. The folks at Byers are phenomenal, but I mean, it is hard working your way up those steps, man. I tell you what, when you're 275 carrying all that equipment, you might as well be having a horse on your back. I mean, it's horrible to play. It's horrible.
We're gonna keep you on the ground. We're gonna go to the sled over there and start pushing. Start pushing on there. All right, Dom. It's great to have you here. Of course, you guys got more announcements to come. Keep track of KeonSports.com and of course on the socials. But Dom, I got you here too because of your football knowledge, and I want to start with college. Actually, this has been a very busy day in football news today. Ryan Day in Ohio State had their media days today with the Big Ten, and I forgot. Dom, have you looked at Ohio State's schedule this year?
I have it right in front of me, AA. Yeah. It's a weird schedule because you're used to seeing cupcakes all over the place. This is probably realistically the first time where you could look at Ohio State and be like, oh, they could have 3 losses. Like you could chalk them up, not guarantee losses, but you can chalk up some losses there. I mean, this is truly an intriguing schedule, AA.
Let's talk about the big elephant in the room about that schedule. And of course, the matchup against Indiana and Ohio State. We think of them as the class of the Big Ten, and kudos to the Big Ten, the last 3 national champions. Indiana, Michigan, Ohio State. Those 3 teams. But we got to face both of them this year, and I want to zero in on Indiana because now they're the top dogs. What's your assessment on what you think is going to – I'm not going to say what's going to happen with that matchup, but Ryan Day and Ohio State's approach to that huge showdown, I believe October 19th.
Yeah. One thing about Ohio State, one thing you could chalk up is they're going to have a deep running back room. They're going to have the best wide receiver on the field, and they're going to have some maulers in that offensive line when you're talking about their offense. This team's going to be good. It is a national championship caliber team. That being said, facing Indiana is one thing because we know this team's going to retool. They hit the portal hard. This is not the same Indiana team as last year. They do not. Mendoza is not going through that door. So who knows? Indiana could roll into this game. They might have a loss or two. This will not be the same Indiana. Not saying they're going to be bad. They could be in the Big Ten championship and still not be the same Indiana. I think Ohio State wins this game. The question is, how many losses do they have by the time they get to there? 1 is what I'm saying. Week 2, they're at Texas. And that was a game they squeaked by. Sane didn't look good. Manning didn't look good. Now, granted, I would say I had to watch the replay of that game because I was at Penn State watching them take on Nevada for some reason. I had free tickets. I went to that game. But I remember that game was a barn burner. But this year you have, Manning going into his senior year. He's going to be more settled in. Saying sophomore year, expect more from him. I'm seeing a lot of predictions in this old Phil Still book here saying he's going to be a Heisman favorite, 4,000 yards. I don't think he'll be a Heisman favorite. I think he might be out of the conversation by the time we get there. Maybe no fault to his own. I think he's near that 4,000 yard mark though. Okay. I think he's going to have a good year. I just think that as a sophomore, I think he's going to be in the conversation. I don't know if he's going to be on that stage at the end of the year. One guy that I do think is going to be on the stage is Jeremiah Smith. When they beat Indiana, and I'm predicting that, I'll say that. When they beat Indiana, I think Jeremiah Smith will be the guy that's going to put them over the edge. I think he's going to be the best wide receiver in the country this season.
Yeah, I think that's going to be huge. The crazy thing about Manning, last year we faced him in week 1, and that week 1 game was just yikes, right? Thank goodness we won the game, but yikes, right? And Manning did not look like a guy that you could turn to and say, oh, that's the next face of the National Football League where he's ready to go. But even as the season progressed, Arch Manning got better. And I know the expectation is like ridiculously high because of the last name, but he is a better quarterback. And I do think that's going to be an interesting matchup. I'm glad you pointed that out with the Texas game coming up week 2.
Yeah, and the games that I'm really looking forward to for Ohio State, and you're going to laugh at me, Ball State and Kent State. We are going to have reporters there. We cover the MAC. I have to shout that out. We always send people out to Ohio State every year. Kent State, I predict they're going to have 6 wins this season. I know we're not talking about Kent State, but that's my prediction for them.
6?
But 6 wins.
Sell
I think
me
they make a
Kent
huge
State.
jump. Listen, I'm going to sell you on Kent State and Akron. I think they both get 6 wins this year. No, actually, I think Akron has 7 wins. I think Akron competes for the MAC championship this year. That's my hot take.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been wrong on Akron every single year by 1 game, but I'm telling you,
that's not bad. That's not bad at all.
No, they hit the portal hard. I'm a fan of what Joe Mo's doing over there. Yeah, but again, back to Ohio State. When you go to the back end of the schedule, I mean, you're facing Indiana, USC, Oregon, Northwestern, who we can laugh at. They had 7-8 wins last year. This could be
they're a sneaky good football team, Dom.
We've seen over the years that Northwestern, that maybe not the past few years, they've had all the scandals and they've been rebuilding the program and it's inconsistent. It's hard to hit the portal when you have such high academic standards as a football team. But still, the smartest kids in the world, they play football at Northwestern, apparently. They're a good football team. They're good for 7 to 8 wins every so often, and that means they're pulling off an upset in the Big Ten.
Is the Northwestern game in Columbus or there in Northwestern?
It's at Columbus. So the back end of the schedule, you're at Indiana. You have a bye on October 24th, and then you're heading to USC, then back home for Oregon, Northwestern, and then at Nebraska, home at Michigan for the game. I'm not a fan about how much that bounces back and forth. That's a tough schedule.
It is.
And again, we'll know more as the season goes on, but a lot of these schools are just big names, right? And that's what the Big Ten has. I'm not a Big Ten fan. I'm a Pitt fan. My team's in the ACC. I'll tell you that's the most competitive conference in all college football. Completely biased on that perspective. But when it comes to the Big Ten, a lot of these are just big names. When you hear Nebraska, I hear a team that's not very good, but AA, you're a few years older than me. You might remember the stories of the 90s, of the 80s, of when they were in the
I'm not that
football
old
program. No, I'm saying
I'm not
you
that
might
old.
No,
Tom,
I'm saying
Tom
you
Osborne is before my time.
But I'm saying you may have heard the stories. By the time that I was watching football, they were in the Big Ten by the time I remember. I don't remember them in the Big 12 or as an independent.
Oh, gotcha.
So I don't remember the days of yesteryear when Nebraska was the powerhouse, right? So again, I see in Michigan, who knows what to expect from them? They're coming off of another huge scandal. They could be bad. Now they're going to come out for that game, especially on the road at the Big House where they won last time. But again, it's hard to tell right now what the schedule is going to be, but I can guarantee you Oregon is going to be the toughest game in that back end of that schedule.
Oh, that's going to be really, honestly, that stretch. I'm even thinking Nebraska, that's a trap game before Michigan. We'll kind of have to see how that's played out. And then, of course, too, it's true. Ohio State has not won the Big Ten championship in several years. I believe, it blows my mind that how long it's been, but a national championship is in there. We'll talk more about that as we throughout the season, Dom. I'll have you on as the season progresses about Ohio State. Real quick, talk to me about what's going on. The SEC and the NCAA, we got this Protect College Sports Act, and I'm hearing, the act, they want to cap conferences at 19 teams, which the Big Ten doesn't want to hear that. because they have 18.
Yeah.
SEC has 16. Your overall thoughts on what's going on? The SEC wanted to break away and maybe the Big Ten. What's your thoughts on the state of college football?
Yeah, I mean, the state of college football is a mess right now. No matter how you look at it, it's, again, you can agree with the kids should be getting paid, right, for how much they contribute to the school. You can have that opinion, but also think that the transfer portal and NIL has led to a snowball effect. And that's the case. And the TV rights have also led to a snowball effect here, where these conferences are just engulfing each other. I don't, in 5 to 10 years, the ACC is not going to exist. Who knows if the Pac-12 will continue to exist, but it's not a power conference anymore. It's only 4 power conferences. The SEC, I mean, there's been rumors about them taking in various ACC teams. I mean, they're even taking teams that you would never even think would qualify for the SEC, like Pitt, right? Because it would give them, because Tennessee is vouching for them because of TV rights. So the way that you view college football, for fans out there, it's gone. It's done. And it's going to be different. In 10 years, it's not even going to look recognizable what it is today. Is that necessarily a bad thing? No, it's just a different thing. The SEC is trying to break away and start their own thing. They want the Big Ten to join them. But right now, the talks are just the SEC separating itself and making its own league. Will people watch? Yes. Will people acknowledge that the champion of the SEC is the best in the country? Some people will. But when there's a national championship game and let's say Ohio State's taking on Clemson, what will you acknowledge more? And that's going to take away a lot from the SEC. Now, ESPN, they have a huge stake into the SEC. They also have a huge stake in the ACC. They also have a huge stake in a lot of other smaller conferences. They don't want those TV deals to fall in value, right? So the next time they negotiate with, let's say, the Sun Belt. I don't even know if they have the contract for the Sun Belt. Let's say they want to negotiate with the Sun Belt. Well, Sun Belt's not even a part of the main thing anymore. So why that value is going to drop down? ESPN's going to lose money. So they don't want this unless everyone leaves with them, right? Not everyone, right? They don't care if the MAC joins with them. They want the ACC. They want the Big Ten. They want not the Pac-12, maybe the Pac-12. They want the Big 12. They want the Big Ten. They want them all to come together and start their own thing. That's the way that this is going to work. And eventually that's what's going to happen. Is that you're going to have a commissioner of college football and they're going to overlook the power conferences. And there's going to be a day where the Cinderella MAC school is not going to have a chance to win a national title. And that's kind of how it is now, but that's just the reality, right? I don't think it's going to happen right now. I think the SEC is stuck, right? They can't leave. If they leave, they're not good for them. They need everyone to join in with them, or these are just empty threats. I wouldn't be too worried about it right now. But down the road, I guarantee you the NCAA is either just going to essentially have Group 5 teams, or the NCAA for football is not really going to exist outside of the FCS programs and below.
And the thing too, Dom, you got the bowls, I believe, have nothing to do with the NCAA itself anyway.
No,
like it's just
they're their own thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's its own thing.
So the reason why I know this, and you could laugh at me for this, is that the college football video game, all the bowls are in there with the stadiums and the sponsors, but the NCAA licensing is not. Right? It's not the NCAA college football championship. It's just the college football championship, right? So the NCAA licensing is almost just like kind of like there, right? It doesn't hold the value that you think it does. But yeah, when you're at the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl, the NCAA has nothing to do with that. Great bowl typically, by the way.
Yes,
Love the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl. Great bowl.
It's right up there with the Pop-Tart Bowl. It's right up there. It's just I hope in the video game they actually show the halftime ceremony of the Pop-Tarts.
They do.
Popping out.
They do.
They do?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, my. I'm sold. I'm sold. The hell with the national championship. I want it in on the Pop-Tart Bowl.
You know what? My favorite thing is it all started with the Duke's Mayo Bowl, where they were pouring mayo on South Carolina's coach, and then it's just kept going. And then everyone's like, "Well, if they're doing that, we should pour Frosted Flakes on our coach at the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl. What if we cooked the trophy into a giant toaster, a live mascot, a giant toaster, and the players get their sweaty, grubby hands and eat him. Like, it's the most disgusting thing, but it's like, I love it. It's college football. It's wacky. I'm a soccer fan. I like wacky stuff. College football gives me the wackiness that I want.
We're out of time. I want to sneak in one more question about the Browns. Today was day one of camp, and according to reports, Deshaun Watson didn't look that good. He was picked off back-to-back passes. Again, it's camp. We don't know what the coaches and stuff have, but what's your overall thoughts on the reports you've been hearing about day one of camp and where you see the quarterback battle going?
Surprise, surprise. Day one of camp, bad news coming out of the quarterbacks, right? No surprise from the Cleveland Browns. They're telling us stuff we already seen with Deshaun Watson. He is not the guy in Texas competing for the MVP. He's a shell of himself. He's older. I think he's already ran his course with the fans. I don't think he has too many people defending him anymore. But this coaching staff has to do their due diligence. You have a coaching staff that does very well with scrambling quarterbacks and helping them become passers. You've seen that before. When Monken was in Baltimore, he helped Lamar Jackson hit another level. I know last year he struggled, but before that, he hit another level with Monken. You got to see what you got. It's the first day. They're not even wearing pads yet. I don't think he has an offensive line in front of him. He's still figuring out the reads, getting comfortable with his new wide receiver room. I mean, he hasn't been thrown to these wide receivers since 2 years ago, and it's a completely different room. Jerry Jeudy is the only guy in the room. I don't think he even threw the Jerry Jeudy. I think Jerry Jeudy was added by the time he was hurt. So you have an entirely new room he has to deal with. Give him time. Have him work it out. But eventually, you got to have the discussion. When do we let Sanders either crash and burn or soar? Because that's what you got to do with the rookie, especially when it comes to these reps. Let him fly or let him crash. And then you find out if he crashes. All right, that sucks. He's not our fifth-round quarterback wasn't our guy. We get a top pick next year. But if Watson does good, you win 6 games, you're drafting 13th and you can't get a quarterback. So you got to go with Sanders, see what you got there, see if you can mesh with these young wide receivers. But right now you got to do your due diligence with Deshaun Watson, see if there's any gas left in that tank.
Got to figure something out. I think it's obvious, but of course, money and all the politics and stuff involved.
It's hard to let that money sit. And when you have a coach that thinks that he can fix him, and all these coaches think that they can fix a talent. And Deshaun Watson's a tremendous talent. Let's be real here. I mean, we can have an argument all day about the person. We can have an argument about the past and everything that we know about it, not to get into detail about it. But there's talent that was there. Can it be revived? They have to figure out if there's anything they can do to get that talent out. Because if you can make him what he was in Houston, you have a team that can compete for a playoff spot. I don't think they will. I don't think he'll be that. But I'm saying that's what you can have if you can unlock it. So they got to figure out what they got there. But I think Shedeur is who you got to go with in the long run of this season.
Dom Cleary here with us. One more time, the announcements from Keon Sports.
Yeah, so August 13th on a Thursday, we'll have a live draft show at Rookies in Parma, Ohio. It's going to be a blast. It's a great bar. If you love wings, if you love playing pool, if you love playing darts, if you love high school football, come join us. We'll be there most likely at 7 o'clock. We'll be there all night. Pop in, pop out, get a beer, get some food, do whatever. It'll be a fun time. And then game of the week, Avon Lake will be hosting Strongsville. That game will be on August 21st. I think we said was that Friday.
Yep, that Friday.
That'll be our Sports game of the week. We're super excited about that. Got some new sponsorships for new player of the games. We got offensive player of the game, defensive player of the game, and my favorite AA, offensive line player of the game. So really excited. Yeah.
Them Hogs getting the love. We can still call them Hogs in 2026, right? That's what they are.
I'm not going to listen. I ain't going to tell you not to.
All right, Dom, let's get you out of here again from Keon Sports. Again, check out KeonSports.com for all the stories, all the great stories, and of course the YouTube channel and at Keon Sports Twitter, or you guys are all over the place. KeonSports.com. Go from there and spread your wings, and you'll be all set and ready to go. Thanks again, Dom.
Thanks, AA. Glad to be on.
Key On Sports is the leader in Ohio high school athletic coverage in written print and video streaming. From the latest news and results and written content to the high school football game of the week every Friday, Key On Sports has you covered. The vision of 15-time published author Vince McKee has become the most trusted site in Ohio high school athletic news. From podcasts to player profiles, Key On Sports is your one stop for all of it. Visit them today at keyonsports.com or on YouTube at Key On Sports. Check out their socials on Twitter and Facebook as well.
Find us online at InsideEdgeNetwork.com. That's InsideEdgeNetwork.com for the latest information on all your favorite Inside Edge Network personalities, favorite shows, and our network partners. And also, we are independent. We are grassroots. Support us and support your local community digital sports leader with our merch store. Yes, we have a merch shop. There it is right there. Look at all the great stuff you can get there. The Champion Packable Jacket. Got the Inside Edge Network t-shirt. How about hats? How about a glass? How about an official polo from the Inside Edge Network? We got water bottles as well. And you can customize it. Multiple different colors and sizes that we have available for you. That's right. Rep the network. Support us here at the Inside Edge Network. We are Cleveland's digital leader for sports, entertainment, mental health, and the culture. Check out our merch store right now at InsideEdgeNetwork.com. That's InsideEdgeNetwork.com.
So, guys, awesome episode of Unfiltered today here on the program. Got deep into the old Dr. Fauci stuff. You got to see it to believe it. I'm going to give you a hint. He pled the fifth. It was crazy. We talked about that. Got more into the Browns training camp. Hey, Deshaun Watson got the first day. Didn't look too good. Tomorrow on the program, did Shedeur get reps with the first team? How did he look? Should he just be given the job right now? Call it as it is. We'll talk about all of that. Plus the results of the poll. Which trio would you have rather had for the Cleveland Cavaliers? Would you have rather had possibly Darius Garland, Jaylen Brown, and Evan Mobley? Or are you happy with James Harden, Donovan Mitchell, and Mobley? We'll give you your results. You guys voted on the Facebook and the Twitter. All that coming up tomorrow and so much more on Unfiltered here all along the Inside Edge Network. I will see you at 5 p.m.